It's Friday. How's everybody feeling out there? You done work? The work is done. It's all done. Now you have to party. Welcome back. It's the Overwatch League. I'm your host, Chris Bucket, just warming up here. I got the boys with me today as well. We got Two-Tone Johnny, a.k.a. the Giant Reinforced, as well as Scribble Boy.
Scribble Boy.
Who goes by the name of Sideshow on the internet.
Yeah, I didn't even realize this happened. I just woke up, it was like this. It's Friday the 13th. I reckon there's some ghosts with graffiti.
There's a really nice autograph right down here.
There is, yeah. It says Pouquet. I don't know who wrote that one.
It's very French, very French. All right, if you guys want to sign Sideshow's autograph or cast, all you got to do, come down, give your autograph at the Blizzard Arena. We'll get to that a little bit later, but right now we got to start things off here with an awesome new announcement. The Overwatch League is partnering with T-Mobile to give fans an opportunity to help us choose this year's league MVP. Now, here's a look at how you can get involved and help pick the best player in the league this season.
In the debut season of the Overwatch League, the best teams on the planet battle for supremacy, and stars become legends. More than 100 players have joined the league, but only one will be named Overwatch League MVP, presented by T-Mobile. Cast your vote for the MVP on Twitter using the hashtag OWLMVP and their battle tag. Your votes, along with the Overwatch League broadcast team, will determine who reigns supreme. Let your voice be heard and be a part of esports history. Help us choose the Overwatch League MVP, presented by T-Mobile.
You gotta love that Golden Boy's voice was on that video. T-Mobile bringing you the Overwatch League MVP this year, and we gotta start our table on that discussion point. Who's in the running for your early picks? If I'm choosing the MVP today, I'm going Carpe from the Philadelphia Fusion.
He's been performing pretty well. I think somebody that everyone would mention is Jonak, playing on the best team at the moment in the Overwatch League, performing such a central role for his team. The best Zenyatta in the league right now and such a pivotal force for NYXL.
What about you, Johnny?
Oh, yeah, I'll probably agree with Jonak, but I'm probably going to go with Cybiolby. He's up there as well. I mean, if you ask Twitch chat, they probably say XQC, but we're not about that life. Instead, we got Fled, I've got Striker up here, Josh.
Yeah, these are kind of some of my niche picks would be Fleder from the Seoul Dynasty, always puts up insane performances. Striker as well from Boston, I think is underrated, but could be up there. Such a powerful guy.
Yeah, and then you have Gesture, of course, one of the best, if not the best main tank so far in the Overwatch League. He needs a honorable mention as well.
That's a lot of names. Help us pare them down. Get on Twitter. Use the hashtag OWLMVP and let us know who you think has led their team to the strongest performance so far. Let's jump into today's action, though. As we get day 3 started, we got to start with the overall standings. Now, as you see, it's New York, London, and Seoul still in the top 3, but London retakes that number 2 spot.
Absolutely, but I'm looking out for Boston Uprising as well. They caught a win yesterday versus the New York Excelsior, and I mean, they're starting to compete for the number 2 and the number 3 spot. Actually dethroning one of those guys, that would be huge.
And here in stage 3, you can see that upset from Boston shakes things up at the top of our leaderboard. Valiant, though, still holding the number 1 spot with 12 maps in a row.
Yeah, although Boston Uprising haven't lost a match so far, LA Valiant haven't dropped a single map. They are looking strong at the beginning of stage 3.
Today, we got 3 matches coming your way, and it starts in just a few moments. A little later, though, at 8 p.m. Pacific, Seoul Dynasty, Los Angeles Gladiators. This is going to be an epic showdown. But Seoul is our first match of the day. Please make some noise, because we're kicking things off here with the Valiant versus the Dallas Fuel. And if you're an LA fan, any LA fans? None? None of you guys out there? All right. If you're an LA fan, they're learning. It's Friday. We're all waking up. The Valiant are looking like one of the best teams in the league. They've kind of looked like a star-powered lineup at the end of stage 1. Stage 2, not so great. But they've retooled Josh and this squad. They've won 12 straight maps. What have they done? Why are they so good right now?
Well, I think the first thing to mention is that these guys have had a slightly easier strength of schedule than some of these other teams. They haven't faced some of the top teams in the league just yet in stage 3, so they haven't quite been tested against the best of the rest. But I think their new pickups in the mid-season signings have worked really well for them. Being able to build their team around space, around Custer, they seem to have got their calling style down right.
Absolutely, and Bunny, of course, helps a ton, because then you got Soon on the Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the best Widowmakers in the league so far. He has popped off.
Love seeing Bunny in the mix for the Valiant, and we actually had a chance to sit down with the Valiant squad to discuss their new players and how they're gelling with the team so quickly.
일단은 한국에 있을 때부터 좀 봐왔는데 선수단을 개편을 시켜야 좀 미래지향적으로 앞으로 나갈 수 있을 것 같아서
That will be yet another map win for LA Valiant.
엉코 선수는 이제 카리브 선수랑 같은 포지션에 있었고 잘하던 선수였는데 달라스를 이제 본인이 원하기도 했고
Here is the new man, though. Space, shot caller.
I've been sitting stage 1 and 2 out on the sidelines because of the age limit. My play time came up, and now we're here.
Space walking in with the whole hog, goes for the hook.
그 판단에 맞는 것 같아서 좀 스페이스한테 좀 많이 고마워하고 있습니다.
Space had been sitting on the bench waiting until he turned 18, so he was very aware of the strategies and the way they wanted to play the game. So essentially, it just came about slotting me in.
This Valiant squad, since adding Custa into the lineup, just looking so brutal.
코스타 항상 열심히 분위기를 좋게 해주고요. 해줄 수 있는 모든 거를 해주는 선수라고 생각해서 되게 괜찮습니다.
LA Valiant totally on fire in their first match. That is a 4-0 over Seoul Dynasty.
Right now, it's, you know, we're sort of in that honeymoon period where everything's sort of going well for us. Moving forward, we're really looking to just sort of find our feet of like how we want to play the game.
And that's a big win, 2-0 in the first week for the new look Valiant.
Definitely a good start and looking forward to the future.
You got the 18-year-old Space now in the lineup for the Valiant, but the fun thing for me today is we get to see Custa versus his old team, the Dallas Fuel, and Unko on the other side, the guy that got traded. He's now playing for the Fuel against his former team, the Valiant.
Yes, and Soon, who plays for the LA Valiant, gets to play against his former teammates from before the Overwatch League even started, the Frenchmen of Unko and AKM. So there's a lot of history between these two teams and guys that know each other. And I think both teams will want to prove that they got the better end of this trade period in the middle.
Absolutely, and it's funny because Valiant added Bunny, as I mentioned as well. He slotted in on the Tracer role perfectly in their last match on Wednesday, of course. So this new DPS duo of the Valiant is very interesting to me. They have good capabilities to play the Widowmaker and the McCree onto Soon, but he also flex to some Reaper, so if you're facing some hard dives, you got the Reaper to deal with them up close.
The double hit scan combo is really fun to watch so far for the Valiant. On the other side, Dallas has looked their best. They didn't get the win in their last match, but they took Seoul all the way to a Game 5. Johnny, what's this new look from the Dallas Fuel? How did they finally get to this place?
I mean, OG has been a great addition so far, and I think he played pretty well versus the Seoul Dynasty, of course. He had a bit of a issue syncing up with Mickey sometimes, but overall, his play was very good. And not too aggressive, not too defensive, so he always seems to get work done. And I think once this new tank duo gets synced up perfectly, I mean, he can just keep getting killing blows like this.
That was so good. Trading his life for the triple kill, just knowing that he would be able to get those three as he died. But on Route 66, this team just looked so totally different. They sub Rascal in, suddenly they're playing incredibly aggressive. We heard from the team earlier that Rascal's taken over some of the leadership along with Unko. So there's kind of two big different styles here when we see the Dallas Fuel play. And I'm excited to see this kind of performance from them because it's been missing for so long.
I mean, they had such a strong lineup in the past, but coming into the Overwatch League, didn't see a whole lot of success. They needed to make changes, and it's good to see them paying dividends. Are you guys ready to kick off this match? Make some noise, Blizzard Arena, because it's time to meet your team. Starting with the squad on the left of the stage, it's the Los Angeles Valiant. Today, the Valiant enter the arena with a 14-9 overall record, but so far in Stage 3, they are perfect, have not dropped a map in their first 3 meetings.
And it is Bunny and Soon coming out today again for the DPS duo of the LA Valiant. No agilities as of yet, so that tells me we're going to see more of this Widowmaker play starting off on the first map, and maybe Bunny on the Tracer. Has Dallas Fuel prepared for that? It was pretty obvious from the last game.
Yes, and coming into Volskaya, I think that's kind of, you would have been able to anticipate that if you're from the Dallas Fuel. What I'm most interested in is if this game goes close, if they drop a map, are they still going to be able to be in it mentally to grind out that win? We heard from Custer in the interview just earlier that they are still in the honeymoon phase. That's where things just seem to click naturally, all of the pieces work. They haven't really been tested, and we don't know whether they have the grit and determination to be able to last through a close game.
And it's not like we have any champions on this team either, really. They won the Contender Season 0, the inaugural season
A
of
long
Contender.
time ago.
A very long time ago, but they haven't really won anything on stage. Can they maybe perform under pressure?
Oh, where is he?
It's Soon!
Oh, hey, buddy. Welcome back.
So there are some question marks on this team, but for now, honeymoon period.
Question for me, guys, is who does Dallas need to focus down today? You look at this 6-man starting lineup, who's the biggest threat?
For me, they need to take Bunny out. If he starts playing on his own like he did before, they need to shut him down.
Take down Bunny, eliminate the Tracer, look for the victory. That is your starting lineup for the Los Angeles Valiant. It's time to bring out their opponent. Please give it up for the team from Texas. It's the Dallas Fuel. Serious business from Harry Hook and Unko to start off the day. AKM, though, he was smiling. He was joking around backstage. He, Mickey, and OGE ready for this matchup.
And they're subbing in AKM here. And that's kind of been their style on the maps where they want this double hit scan. They run with AKM. The maps where they want to play more aggressive, they play with Rascal. But you get a very different feel when the two different guys are in this team. So we'll have to see as the series progresses. I anticipate them subbing Rascal in at some point, but we'll see at what stage or what map they decide to do it.
And it is going to be AKM versus Soon on the Widowmaker, almost as we've seen in the past. That's going to be a hard matchup. I think Soon will get the better end of it. Yeah. I would have expected the Dallas Fuel to maybe play a bit more Genji today to get up in the face of the Valiant, but they're going for the Widowmaker duel, and this could be a risky pick in my opinion.
That puts a lot of pressure. Yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on AKM though, as Johnny is saying here, because he's not classically a Widow player. Bit of spice from OGE. Get back in your seat, Mickey. Focus up.
Yeah.
OGE's coming to win.
He's going to be slapping people around all day, I have a feeling. This is the guy to watch, though. If you've been watching Stage 3, Effect at times can just put the whole team in his backpack and carry them to victory. Today, though, he's got a new main tank to work with once again. Look for that coordinated dive coming in from OGE and Effect. All 12 players are on the stage. The match is ready. Make some noise, Los Angeles. It's time to kick this baby off. To bring you the games, we got Semler and Hex.
Thank you so much, Puckett, and thank you to the wonderful crowd getting us started here. It is going to be a day of Los Angeles battles. We got Valiant, but we've also got Gladiators coming up later, so I'm definitely happy to see that the place is packed to the gills, Hex.
We got a ton of good matches today. I want to see all these Tracer players against each other. We got some old blood here. I mean, they mentioned this Team 1 Season 0. There's like 2 players in the starting roster that were from that Contender Season 0. I was there. I casted. They looked good back then, but right now I think the holdovers are Fate and Kareev, and the starting lineups, of course, Agility still will get some play. Starting off, they did mention a lot about AKM, and I think a lot of that has to do with the map pool that we're in. They're going to kick it off on Volskaya. AKM plays on this map, and also Numbani, so we'll see probably some 76, but the guy I was looking at when I was watching some of the VODs and going back at this is just Bunny. He plays like a madman on Tracer. He just plays dumb, like really dumb, and it's awesome because
is it Pine dumb?
Yes, yeah. He goes for like these super aggressive plays, and you just always have to account for him. Like, oh, 4 people down. Oh, here comes a pulse bomb anyway, because it's just Bunny, and he puts so much pressure on the other team. He's been a joy to watch.
No doubt, and I love it. We already had some banter between these two teams as well here. They go through the commentary room when they come out onto the stage. You got Mickey running in like, okay, so remember when you go into overtime, and he's like holding Custa. I'm like, yeah. That's gonna be the big thing here. You know, the commentators were saying, oh yes, they used to be on their other teams. It's not that. You're playing against your other team, your old team. It's about, did you make the right decision? Yeah. That's what's going on here. You know, for Unko, for Custa, it's just like, did I mess up? If I lose to these guys, these are the guys that I left to be with this new team. You can't be losing to them now. So there's a lot riding on this match. Not only the results, but the pride.
A ton of crossover between these two teams. And I just want to touch on Effect with his new tank. He seems like we've seen Angry Effect. We're seeing Happy Effect right now. He's going to be in OGE's shadow all day, making those big plays. But as it is a Volskaya, we will start off on the Widow battle here. Offense for the LA Valiant. It's going to be Soon on that Widow. And he's kind of found his new role now that Bunny takes over the main Tracer roles.
Very comfortable Widow player. McCree as well. Soon's got plenty of options when it comes to the hit scan. And they already just bit of the poke and prod here coming in from Dallas Fuel on the defense. Not really giving too many openings here for Los Angeles Valiant. That's going to force Soon, exactly, to get more aggressive. Try and find that angle to catch him off guard. Unfortunately, he's not able to pick up the kill.
One thing that Dallas has to worry about down their Volskaya defense is they get cut apart a lot of the time, so their supports end up all alone. But a couple of quick kills. No tanks now in this for the offense.
Oh, sick! No, what? It doesn't get him! Definitely thought he got it close enough. Unfortunately for Bunny, that pulse doesn't stick, and it doesn't pick up a kill.
See, the Dallas supports are playing much closer together. That has been the huge issue for them on this Volskaya defense. They get cut off by the other team. Sometimes it's a main tank, sometimes it's a Tracer, but now they're trying to stick closer with the rest of their team so that they do not end up isolated. Meanwhile, Bunny's looking to do just that.
Yeah, he's on a mission right now. He's like, right, okay, AKM, sure. Going for the one clip, whiffs a lot of it though, and that's gonna be an opportunity missed, unfortunately, for Bunny. Decides to get back in here with the rest of his team, look for these big juicy targets. Unko taking some fire, but nobody's dying here, Hex. What's going on?
Wow,
there we go.
Valkyrie's up for both sides, gonna keep a lot of people alive. AKM will get a second life at this too, and now they're gonna throw in the Transcend. Kareem does not get his Transcend off. Gonna wait for the next push on it, but Bunny with an enormous pulse bomb takes down 3. Are you kidding me?
There we go. Hey, it's almost like foreshadowing. Hex, he called it. Keep an eye on this guy because he will come up with the hero plays. And there you go, Bunny, triple kill with the pulse, basically delivering the point to the Valiant on a silver platter.
He's, like, I know it's the flavor of the week kind of thing, but he's my new favorite person to watch in the league. No disrespect, SBB, you're still a god, and I still love you to death. But just pure watching, this is insanity, and this is what happens when everyone gets backed into this pack room.
I love it. You got our team on top of it. Perfect. Triple kill for Bunny, and a sick play that we all got to catch. Now it's all about, can they roll it on to this second point here? Valiant, you got Suit, now changing up to his other favorite hero, McCree. So we'll see him trying to get those headshots with the Peacekeeper, and that is also to try and put AKM under a little bit of pressure here on that Sombra. McCree, a good answer for the Sombra plays.
Yeah, familiar transitions for both sides, but Soon in a position where he's not going to be able to catch the Sombra. Sombra's usually in the logo. Never mind! AKM tries to get it back and took a shot from Soon.
Oh, nearly manages to connect it, but it's not quite fast enough. OGE with the Primal. Has to back off, though. He's definitely cutting it a bit fine, and they are making progress onto the point now. The Valiant, it's all about Dallas Fuel getting some bodies on here to contest, but they're getting melted. Mickey just taps, and that's going to be a tick for Los Angeles Valiant very quickly.
Well, they're finally taking out Bunny, who was a reign of terror early on. He needed another stick onto Unko there to try to get in. Not quite going to work out. Sorry, not Unko.
Both of the Valks are out now. The Wings are blazing, and now it's Los Angeles Valiant trying to make it happen, and there we go. Kareem gonna decide, Trance is up. Now let's get in here. Effect gets caught out in the open. Unfortunately for him, he's gone. OGE soon follows suit, and it will be the cleanup now. Only a tick left, and they're gonna get it done. Los Angeles Valiant. Excellent offense to kick things off in this series.
My question for the Dallas defense remains the same. Is the Sombra giving you the value that you're looking for? You saw AKM died early in that engage. A random headshot from Soon caught him out deep in his own lines there. And then AKM died with that EMP up. So they transition to it often, but they're not winning the pre-fight engagements to get up to that EMP so you can start snowballing the next couple of fights. It's just been about, they get it, but the Sombra, still questionable.
Well, you've expressed this concern in the past, Hex, where when you're playing your DPS role on the Sombra, are you losing some of that oomph, that killing power? Because in terms of eliminations, in terms of final blows, I mean, 13-4, Valiant, they've got triple what Dallas are running with right now. Could they just not drop the body?
I mean, it's possible, but that's the trade-off you're looking for, is that you're trying to just stay alive until you get the EMP. Because once you get EMP off, you should be able to clean up everything else. The problem is, while that's happening, you're not killing the backlines. You don't have really necessarily the pressure. You saw where AKM died there. I mean, if you're going to die as a Sombra, it's usually in the back line going for something, you get flashbanged. He was already back with his team, so I'm just not certain that those are working out, the switches that they're making. AKM has played a little bit of Soldier 76 on this last point. In both teams, will they even run like a defensive Widow if they start off on it and feel like they're doing well? But question about the Sombra remains here.
I get it. Hex, we didn't have predictions, did we? The desk didn't predict.
No.
Effect was watching.
Yeah.
They didn't predict. So
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
no reason for him to get fired up. That's why he was smiling. We're getting to it here.
I think he was smiling because he really likes his new main tank. He's played it very well. He's at a breakout stage 3 so far. All right, so the Dallas offense on Volskaya first has been more patient than a lot of other offenses. In times, they'll even start banking up ultimates, just go poke and prod. If they can get a big pick in the back lines from Effect, they'll go in off it, but they're happy to just wait for support ults and push in right side.
Yeah, just farm it up, play the patient game. So quick to take it. Lots of healing going to be got here. There's the first pick. Soon winning the duel versus AKM to kick things off, but he will be brought back to life by Harry Hook. That's the res used by the Dallas Fuel Mercy. But some good ult farm there, some good ult charge. Getting picked up for the Dallas Fuel supports. That's what it's about as far as they're concerned.
Effect trying to get a little bit of pressure done up to where the supports generally are. Does not find a target there, but he's got Soon in his sight. Soon falls. And that's a tough position to be able to res.
Oh, this is sick. There's a follow-up Effect. With the help of his tanks, manages to take out Fate. Now you can start moving into these squishies. Bunny under high pressure right now, down to half HP. Never mind, he's dead. Effect is on a tear right now, kill after kill.
Oh, you see everyone back up here now. There's almost no chance to come in because OGE, once they got those couple kills, went up to that high ground, pressured them all out. And we've seen this before. OGE doesn't care about his stats. He gave up his life again just to buy a little space up there, just to push all those supports back, making sure that there's no chance for them to re-enter the fight.
Careful, Effect. Just waiting for those blinks to come off cooldown, give him that mobility back. But he will be able to give some ult charge over to his team. I mean, Unko and Harry Hook nowhere near their ult. They're still floating around 70%, at least in Harry Hook's case. So there is going to be, they're kind of hoping for some poke and prod to come out here from Los Angeles Valiant. Allow those healer ultimates to come online so you can have that Valk to push in with. Custa is sitting on Valk himself right now and soon can now see through walls along with the rest of his team.
Just going to matter where this first pressure comes in. The first couple of pulse bombs or pressure in the backline should just force out ultimates. Mickey takes down Bunny though, so now they're in a little bit of trouble. This should be go for Dallas.
Yeah, he dies so far in the backline. Custa's not going to be able to res him, and there come the Valk Wings here for Custa. Chain heals, keeping all of his teammates topped up. OG decides to throw in the Primal though, and with the focus fire coming in from AKM, Fate is dead. Soon follows suit, and it is going to be 3-4 alive here. Trying to hold on for the Valiant as Dallas Fuel will pick up their first tick.
They still have the Transcendence in their pocket should they need it. Very good job. Unko will get it out, but that is a huge self-destruct. Takes down 2. The burst damage will come through even during a Transcend. That's usually enough for the defense to stabilize.
Should be enough, but you still have 4 here. Mickey going for the self-destruct as well, pushing it out into the open, trying to catch somebody off guard. Not meant to be. It does get the D-Mech on space somehow. And there's the follow-up stick from Effect. Now you've got Kareev, you got Custa out in the open. That cost Kareev his life, but Bunny is there to trade it. And yes, bit of a long, drawn-out affair, but Dallas Fuel do get rebuffed here on the second point.
A long, drawn-out affair is not the fight that you want for an offense there. I was a little surprised with the self-destruct there, but once they did commit it, the rest of the team had to stay in and hope to get that second tick, I believe was the purpose of that. But that fight was over essentially right there when they lost Harry and AKM. Those are not heroes that can join the fight again quickly, so you're always going to have a spawn disadvantage. That might be a self-destruct they'd like to have back here.
Still have a couple of ultimates ready to go, though. Kareev with the trance just coming online. Bunny chucks in a pulse, not going to find a target, unfortunately for him. Just trying to make the plays, though. You were talking, continuing to try to deliver. Bunny in that back line, pressuring. Soon is swapped over to the Sombra as well. AKM finds the kill on Bunny, though. That's going to take a little bit of the heat off of the Fuel here as they try and push through.
Right, you take the good of the bad with Bunny, and trying to take down a McCree by yourself as Tracer is one of the bads for sure. Costa will fall shortly after, though. Still a little bit slow going here as they get pushed back a little bit, and that is a huge kill. Mickey out of the fray again. They do force out Transcendence, though, and Dallas, if they can hold on a little bit longer, both support ultimates come online at the same time.
Yes, Custa's got the Valk, though, so he should be able to bring back. We will have the D-Mech, but that is going to be a self-destruct. Mech should be back online here in just a moment's time for space, but he gets caught in the meantime. Another self-destruct. Kill double, in fact, OG in effect out of the picture. And the Valiant doing a fantastic job of even giving up kills initially in these fights, it's not the end of the world for them. All right.
One of the stranger little duels you'll see in the Overwatch League. Soon, only 20% on his EMP. I believe used it during the last fight. Now, the biggest difference, though, is Dallas can come in with a couple of huge ultimates. They will have both tank ultimates and a Valkyrie here. So now the purpose for Valiant is to try to get some of these support ultimates used, or maybe some of these tank ultimates used. Bunny still has Pulse Bomb ready, though.
Not the monster hack that he was looking for, but it is going to be soon. Managing to shut down the pressure coming in from AKM at least a little bit. Bunny getting flashed, though, has to be able to recall, and he will. Nick of time, keeping himself in there. The D-Mech coming through for Mickey. Should get the follow-up on the kill as well. Mickey eventually gets taken out by Bunny.
You have to be so impressed with space here. Not only is it the self-destructs, which sometimes can be variant and random, he takes down the opposing Tracer as the first kill in that fight. And as a D.Va, that doesn't happen too often. Tracer usually annoying, usually using the D.Va as an alt battery just to get her own pulse bomb up. And right there, another huge entry kill. They're gonna have to back up off of this one. 2 ticks have been secured though for Dallas, so one small push should get it for him.
These volleys from Kareev have been brutal. He's always seeming to find something out of them, and they are spread out right now, Valiant. More than happy to just sit and wait. Soon's got EMP coming online, so we'll see if he's going to be able to get a good one off in the back line. Exactly, setting it up for it. There we go. He's in Viz, gets taken out immediately, though. The spam is good. Has to reset.
Yeah, I think he was trying to make that jump up to the high edge. They're not going to be able to do it. It's going to go low ground instead. Finds both supports.
This time it was perfectly done. Harry Hook dead immediately. Everybody getting wiped out here on the Dallas Fuel side. This is definitely going to reset things pretty hard.
Dallas better run because Valiant have a tendency to really chase down kills. If you don't full-on disengage, you will lose things like that. That free mech right there all the way at the back line yet again is self-destruct that's not going to be there for another fight.
Yeah, that's brutal. Matter of not wasting time. Minute 50 on the clock here for Dallas Fuel. And they started this attack with, what, 5:30, nearly 6, so a lot of time getting burnt off that clock.
So good for the Valiant, too. Look at this economy that they've just gained by using only the EMP to completely crush that fight.
Oh, it is going to be Bunny once again with the pulse bomb. Good man to follow. Looking for the angle into the back line. No longer going to be the tough and tumble, and there we go. Bunny fully removes. AKM gets slammed into the ground by OGE, but the damage is done. His fate does find Unko, and they're getting whittled down here. Dallas Fuel not able to keep their players alive.
It's just so funny. The thing is, when you're running like a Tracer, she's giving you all sorts of problems. We're like, okay, someone switched to McCree. Bunny has no issues trying to take a 1v1 against a Harmony Orbs already McCree. Gets in there, the burst damage is there with the follow-up melee timing. Like I said, he's an absolute madman. The chances he takes are unwise, but he makes them work.
As far as ults are concerned, I mean, Soon is definitely farming up that EMP so quickly. Should be only a couple seconds now until he's got it again. And in the last fight, only really using that self-destruct. They still have Kariv's Trance to help him out. And Bunny yet again finds the first kill on AKM, and it's almost just trading back and forth. OGE splatters Soon. Will be brought back to life. Harry Hook takes AKM back into this as well. Both reses used here by the healers. And Harry Hook up in the skies, watching it bird's eye view. They need to get a sliver of tick left here, but Bunny continues to find kill after kill.
Well, he stuck the Primal Rage Winston, so he was very quickly dispatched afterwards. A huge self-destruct from Mickey. This time takes out both supports. That might be it.
Oh, that was it. That was the monster play. And Mickey, he's been watching space all game long, deliver monster self-destructs, decides to come in big when his team needed him. There we go. Tied up 2-2, but it will be the gun on Dallas Fuel, seeing as how they only have a minute left in the bank.
We talk about the Sombra on defense, and the difference there is that the Valiant's able to win that very first push on the fight. So now they can get their Sombra online to start doing damage, be in the right position to have those EMPs. But sometimes all you need is a Diva Bomb.
I mean, this has got to be the big one, the game changer. It's looking a little grim there, but chucked right up against the wall, nowhere to hide.
It's the perfect angle because that's generally where the supports like to hang out. They're generally pocketing each other over there. He knows that, drops it right against the wall. I mean, what are you going to do in that situation? I mean, like, if you have pride at stake, just jump off the ledge. You're going to die.
Get out. I mean, Mickey, he's making it clear. He's making it clear, but that's exactly what Dallas Fuel needed to stay competitive in this game because they were definitely running out of time there on that push. So Mickey making it happen here for the Fuel, and now it's a matter of seeing if they can repeat a very quick A-take. Seeing as how they only have a minute on the clock here, Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, which was not necessarily characteristic anymore. You only have 1 minute, so you have to get in as quickly as possible. If you want 2 pushes, you have to play full-on aggro, jump over the top right on the point, but I think it's smarter to just go for the 1 push, try to set something up. A lot of pressure on AKM to not get picked by Soon immediately because they want to keep that resurrection for something else in the fight.
Exactly. They need to keep that momentum going as OGE will get topped up by Harry Hook. Effect already on the flank. Trying to find an angle to work with here, but Bunny's got eyes on him, and Soon holding right in the middle. AKM not going to get caught off guard, but there will be the bubble allowing the rest to go off. No, Custa gets canceled before he can. This is it. Dallas Fuel, they've got a huge advantage now working on this. Now it's about getting into these squishies in the back line. Bunny trying to annihilate AKM, not gonna happen. 1 tick picked up for Dallas Fuel, and are they gonna be able to make it back in time? I highly doubt it. Los Angeles Valiant, they're gonna have to hold out on the B.
Even if they could make it back on time, it would be unwise to do so. You do not want to feed ultimates into a team that just rolled over you on point A. So at least for this next fight, which should be the last fight of the game, they not have to deal with a ton of ultimates coming up. Support's so far away. The only one even close to online is Effect. We've seen how good he can be with Pulse Bomb.
Yeah. Recall is used though, so that'll slow him down just a little bit. As far as Effect is concerned, getting spotted out by Bunny. Bunny doing a good job of watching these flanker routes. Playing super patiently. He's got the Harmony Orb as well, so he could be taking these duels. Bunny down to half, but he's forced Effect's recall first, and Effect just a Hail Mary pulse, not gonna find anything there.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. This is something Soon will do on occasion. He will stay on the Widowmaker on point B, try to get a lot of pressure on Effect. It should be around the corner momentarily to deal with him, but I think he's looking.
Yeah, Soon knows, and Soon is getting pocketed by Custa as well. Unko finds Bunny, though, to kick things off here into a man advantage, but then quickly turned around by Soon with a headshot on AKM. DPS lost for both teams. Now it's about keeping those big tanks alive, and well, Space gets overwhelmed. An opportunity here for Dallas Fuel. They need to touch the point, and AKM is now setting up shop, trying to keep the pace. 1 tick and a half.
Green will take out Mickey, but he knocks the Transcendence into the icy lake of Volskaya, and OGE running wild here will take down yet another.
Unbelievable. Can they actually make this happen? They are so close to pulling it off. Dallas Fuel just stay alive at this point. Harry Hook is in the sky. Will be able to make it back around the corner. No self-destruct heroics this time for Space, who will get demeched immediately. And Costa gets picked out of the sky with the Deadeye. AKM, he is keeping it together right now for his team, finding kill after kill. It is just a sliver left, and they're trickling in one after another here. Los Angeles Valiant hoping to find one kind of kill. Anything here. They can allow them to hold, but the self-destruct is surely gonna do it. And Dallas Fuel, 43 seconds left on the clock after picking up the first point, and they managed to fully secure the second.
Let's see how Mickey came in here to stop the resurrection incoming, and he feels like he has so much more space now that they have a new main tank. Gets in here, the Diva burst right onto Custa. No second lives in Overwatch League on Volskaya this time.
So you're thinking, okay, Custa isn't dead, so the res should go off, but that's the way to do it. You literally body block her off of it. You charge her like a linebacker.
Exactly. They tried to set up a terrible, porous offensive line up front. Just goes right through it. Unstoppable Diva goes through. You can get all that burst damage in. Yeah, that's a great play for Mickey. He had some questionable self-destructs, but other than that, he played really, really well. And it's just a matter of getting him in concert with everybody else. But I think the Dallas front line has been so much more aggressive in Stage 3 so far. Mickey's let it loose. You've seen how aggressive OGE is.
So which one do we call the Juggernaut? I'm thinking Mickey right now. You can't stop it. He just goes charging through. You're stopping bullets, doesn't matter. Here's a 2-ton mech. Try and stop this.
I suppose, but OGE did knock a transcendent, invulnerable player into the water.
Okay, but Mickey had to use a regular ultimate for the hero play. That guy had to use an ultimate. Not a regular ultimate, he used a regular ability. All right, come on, Hex.
Fair enough, fair enough. They're both playing well. I support both equally. I have no strong opinions one way or the other.
Oh my God, planet neutral now. Are you sure you're wearing a gray shirt today? No, not quite, all right. You got some color, Hex. All right, let's get into this. Soon, he's being damage boosted, effects going with the Jiggle Peak. I like it, just baiting out that shot. Bit of positioning, advantage gained, and Soon forced off the high ground. Gonna have to wait for that grappling hook to come back online. But he did manage to spot out where AKM was set up initially.
And they can be patient here because of all the time bank advantage that they have. 4:48 still on the clock. Bunny trying to go for the giant play again. And remember, it was his pulse bomb that cracked open A.
He's trying to force him out in the open, trying to force him into an angle where Soon could find a shot, but not gonna happen this time. Good discipline on the Dallas Fuel side, not to really give AKM Soon anything. Instead, it's AKM winning that duel. Headshot on Soon. Custa will be able to get the res off, but that brings everybody from Valiant back, and it slows down this push.
Just trying to hunt Bunny right now. He's all over the place, but everywhere he goes, OGE goes as well. He's making him extremely uncomfortable. Can't get the openings that he's looking for. Look, right there. Again, Winston in his face. They are keeping good track of Bunny.
He's definitely struggling right now, but hey, there we go. The opportunity to get in there. Harry Hook. Valk has been forced. So that's pretty solid. The trance gets thrown in, however, by Kareem. Custa's got Valk about to come online, and this may be it. As Soon finds 2 kills. One too many there for Custa to get the res off on.
They bring AKM back up, but Soon continues to play really well. Gets another couple kills. Now the tanks get into the mix, and Valiant will grab point A.
Super solid. Glad we were finding, we were following Bunny's perspective there, seeing as how he felt like he was the one to really get in, go for the big play, force those ultimates, and start the ball rolling.
Here's the thing, it looks like he's not doing much, but he's always alive and he's always annoying. He requires such attention that it opens things up for everything else. Yeah, that's why Soon's getting the angles, because if OG's following Bunny, then he's not bothering Soon.
AKM has to worry about it too. All right, let's see. Soon still hunting, hasn't switched off. No McCree in play this time around. It is going to be the Widow with the Infestite. That's
well, they just lost Bunny, so I think it's fine. You don't really want to go in without your Tracer here, because even if you get a kill, who's going to be alive to start cleaning up that kills on the point? Now, that's kind of what Dallas needed. Let's keep an eye on AKM's charge. Can he get up to an impactful EMP on time? Needs to be a little more aggressive with it. Just kind of meandering right now in the back line. Is waiting to see the angle in which they come in, but only 23%. Of course, Sombra works a little bit differently now. Got to get some damage going.
Exactly, you got to go for the poke. You got to get in there and actually start whittling them down. And well, that was a juicy target right there. Looking like Bunny's gonna be able to make it out. Nice hack on a Kareev, but the D-Matrix is there. Space, the hero, keeping his teammate alive. Beautiful play by Space. He's gonna get topped up. Now he's pouring on the pressure here. Effect, feeling the heat, has to back off. Will get the pack in the nick of time, but he gets run over by Space.
Absolutely brilliant play from Space. That's the kind of play that will keep your supports very confident in keeping you alive as long as you keep them alive. One trade goes down as fate will fall to Mickey. Mickey gets another self-destruct. Some hero diva play in Volskaya. This has been crazy good. Dallas did have to pop both of their support ultimates. However, that might have bought them enough time finally to get an EMP up, which can start resetting things again. This is what Valiant did so well on their defense. Can Dallas mimic this?
It is going to be the question. What I'm wondering is how a tiny diva can push a 2-ton mech and like nudge a 2-ton mech out in the open, because Mickey, the little details there at the end, just nudging the ult, nudging it to get it around the corner so that the bomb can cover as much ground as possible.
Well, clearly she does not skip leg.
Definitely not. Got a strong back as well. Yet again, AKM finds Kareev.
Well, he's got EMP up now. Now it's a matter of can he get value out of it? Can he hit a big EMP and can his team capitalize on it? Because it's really the only thing they have going for him. Goes through the chase very deep, gets an EMP on several, but will give his life for it.
Is that going to be enough?
That's not the EMP you want. You don't want to fight out there.
Exactly, this is just chaos, making it very difficult to collapse, although Unko does find Soon with the headshot. Follow-up possible as Kareev will get the res off on Soon. There is an opportunity here for Los Angeles Valiant to continue to push. They've got a minute and a half left on the clock and a whole bunch of kills going their way as well. AKM deleted by Bunny. And this is the moment now for Los Angeles Valiant to get the job done. Just lock it down.
He wants his pulse bomb just to make sure that the Winston can't stall anymore. No need for those OGE will fall. Just trying to get the cleanup now. A lot of staggering kills coming in. A huge headshot from Soon. Pulse bomb follows as well.
Monster, and there it is! The pick on area hook out of the sky, clean as could be. Unko with the trans, keeping his teammates alive, hoping to sway it back their way, but Soon right now, wrecking them one after another.
This has been crazy good McCree plays and try to come in. Still only 48 seconds left. If Dallas can get a kill, they could very possibly take this map.
Area hook is definitely not the guy you want trying to contest this solo. He's gonna get overwhelmed back around the corner. One body still on here. Unko gets back in. OGE drops his bubble just long enough here, but they are still dying at such a rapid rate that Dallas will not be able to hang in there forever, and we will complete round 4 with both teams tied up.
What a hell of a map to start off on. I can look at anybody and say they've had a great game so far. You look at Soon, you look at everybody, and everyone is just having a monster game.
So now we're going ahead and take a real quick look at a big hack coming through here from AKM. Bunny not able to get back into it, caught in the corner, and that was Mickey just nudging the ult out of the open. Manages to find the kill on Bunny with nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's just been Mickey and Space playing so well on the Divas. Then you have the former Rogue Boys both going off in their own right. I mean, that was still the long protracted fight from that early EMP that came off, though. I mean, I hate to harp on it, though, but is that the fight you want to take outside of your base, where the rest of your team's going to have a difficult time following up? They got a kill or two, but not enough, and he died immediately after it. I just have to wonder if AKM's signature hero of Soldier 76 might not provide them with just more power.
That or the Widow. I mean, they're going full Admiral Akbar on that, man. They're figuring out that it's a trap real quick, and they're not fighting. They're not going in. They're waiting outside until that AMP gets used. Still, both of these teams proving to be a very balanced mix, and with the storyline going into this, considering they've traded players, there's a lot of pride on the line here as to who made the right decision, who's got the superior team now. And while right now it's so balanced, it's tough to tell. 4-4, getting into it. Dallas Fuel, once again, with a minute left here.
Well,
making progress on point A.
Valiant throwing a curveball here. They're running a completely different composition. EMP, there's a Lucio on the field, and they're just gonna get aggro. You can't come in if you're dead. And they push him all the way back. effect. They might even get Soon here off into the waters.
Well, okay then. That just wasted 30 seconds. A very valuable time for Dallas Fuel. It's also gotten a whole lot of ult charge going for Los Angeles Valiant, so if this fight does drag out into the next one, they can start getting ults online.
It's one of the reasons I like running Moira in situations like this, because her ult does charge so fast, especially if you have a couple tanks who are taking a lot of damage, playing so aggressive. Trying to push into a Coalescence is difficult. AKM is going to go to McCree. That flashbang can stop a Coalescence. Should have come out this fight, 70%.
Exactly. Will be very helpful as well versus Bunny versus Soon. Some squishy targets there to get flashbangs and denied. Space finds Harry Hook though. That's definitely going to put a wrench in things here for Dallas Fuel. Going to slow him down. Unko does trade it back, drops one of the tanks. There's a stick coming in from effect, but nothing comes of it. And there's the Coalescence, the Lighthouse showing the way for the Valiant to get a hard hold here on the first point.
I'm just having personal flashbacks. Right before this, I was playing on ladder and we went 6v6 draw on Volskaya. A nice 50-minute matchup, but it looks like we could be headed that way right now. Only 4 points for the Fuel, 90 seconds for the Valiant to get any sort of progress on point A. And what a curveball. They just did not expect that one at all. And then they finally did get the Coalescence up, which is such a difficult ult to push into. Damage, and everyone's coming in on a line. Nice switch up there from the Valiant.
So we can start having some of that confidence coming through for the in-game leaders, for the callers, the shot callers over on Valiant's side. It takes some bravery to be like, right, everything on the line here, boys. Let's go ahead and just completely change up our strategy and see if it works. Because if it doesn't, Dallas Fuel pick up that point, and then you're the ones under the gun going into it next. So minute 30 on the clock for Los Angeles Valiant here to get that tick on point A and pick up the lead in this series.
Well, that works for so many different reasons. One, like, obviously you have to win that first engagement. If you dive in there and you die, you're in a world of trouble because the respawn times and the walk back for the defense is brutal. However, if you do run something different and it works like that, the other team has to switch. They have to make some changes to adjust to it. So their economy is wrecked anyway. They're not going to have a single ultimate to push in. And when you have those fast charging ults on the other side, a world of wonders there. Fate is going to play the Hanzo just to make sure they're not going to get bamboozled. They will check the door there with the Sonic Arrow, and now we'll switch off into what looks like a Tracer Widow composition.
Yeah, no shenanigans allowed. Gonna be a bit of the dive though, but Bunny, Fate, Space working together. That deadly trio, the Assassins.
Just biding their time, probably waiting for a jump. This might be it. They're just going to wait for them back in a small pack room. Both tanks engage.
Well, they need one tick on this point here, Los Angeles Valiant. Now it's all about just being patient. You still got a minute on the clock. There's the hunt. Soon gets body shot, has to give ground. AKM ready and waiting for him. And again, Soon checking the likely angles, but AKM still holding on that low ground. Might give him the chance here to go for a quick peek out into the open. The damage boost is there coming through, and while Unko will find Fate, Custom will be able to get the res off. 2 body shots, and that's still not enough to get the kill on AKM.
If that comes from behind, Bunny's going to have to be a hero now. He's got them all lined up exactly where he wants. He should be able to rotate around into the room and try to get some boards, but Costa, Space, both fall to OGE. Bunny's going to have a huge moment here. Gets the stick, but not enough. Cleaned up, and they're at like 28%.
They hold.
18 seconds. They can get back in here because Fate does have Primal Rage. So in the very worst case scenario, he can jump, pop Primal Rage, jump again, and at least touch and contest the point.
Well, Kareev is only just now coming back online here. He's got his Transcendence along with Custa and the Valve. Both support ults here. Both Primal Rages, a very even fight. Who's going to make the big mistake? That's going to be the question here. Is Mickey getting run into by Space? Space caught in the corner, and DMEC immediately might have gotten a little ahead of themselves here as Fate is going to throw himself in there. Primal try and draw the attention to himself, but it's not going to be good enough. Custa succeeds in getting the res off on Space. So we will have the mech back into this fight, and Bunny finding the key kill on Unko. Harry Hook not going to be able to get that res off by the looks of it. OGE finds Kareev, and they're just trading back and forth right now.
It's a brawl. Generally, the trades will favor the offense because of that respawn time, but it's all about kills right now. Can they get enough? AKM and Soon will trade back and forth. It is only 3 alive on the point for the Valiant, but they're making it work just barely. OG back, and this is so back and forth, Sumler.
But with these heals, I mean, there it is. The EMP gets thrown in, but it's not going to be good enough. And it will be the draw.
I'm actually thrilled it's a draw. We are in for a close one today. Neither of these teams have a great record coming into Volskaya. 2-4 and 1-4. Add another 1 to that column. So we will draw out. I think we're in for one heck of a match today.
Nah, it is going to be sweet. Los Angeles Valiant been on a tear so far in this stage. It's about Dallas stepping up to the plate now. And we'll find out after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League. T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
A last-second hold for Valiant. That one was very close. Nicely done from the Fuel. Chip swings on him like Tarzan. Nice shot by Zune. Now the kill's coming in favor of the Valiant. Defect having an insane round right now.
Are you kidding me?
Oh man, the punishment is brutal.
All right, welcome back from the break, everybody. We're going to be getting into map 2. It's a draw right now between both of these teams. First map went the distance, tied up 4-4 on Volskaya. So it is going to be the Valiant and the Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, and we're going to move on to Numbani, just waiting for some substitutions to come in so far. And it's going to be the Valiant who are making a substitution. Of course, Agilities will come in for Bunny. And this makes a ton of sense because when your backup Tracer is Soon, but he's still got the versatility to play a whole lot of different things, it allows you a lot of different options here. Agilities coming in, could be playing the Genji, of course, one of his best heroes. Some teams have opted to run a Pharah early on this map. Also, you can get a 76, which Agility is more than capable at, so is Soon. So just a world of options by taking Bunny out, as much as I like watching Bunny.
Yeah, I know, and what it used to be that what we would say is like, oh, but Agility's, he's got that aggression, he really gets in there, very, unpredictable, right? But he's replacing Bunny, who's also equally unpredictable and equally aggressive. So it's no longer that kind of point to be made. It's more just like, all right, what heroes are they bringing to the table right now that allows you to carry forward?
Agility's Genji is so fun to watch because as soon as he has Blade, he's just mashing Q. I think it's just auto-bound of like, if you have ultimate, then he's going to hit it. He's going to go in. So it will be Numbani opening up. No changes from the Dallas roster, though, as we move forward. And again, I think this is a map that they like running AKM on. Early on, they've tried to run Pharah against Soul, and then immediately they're like, oh, Flood is on Widow. Let's go right back to Spawn.
Yeah,
like the moment that they saw it. So then he switched to Genji early on, but I think you keep AKM in here for the defensive Soldier 76. It's his best hero, always has been, and Soldier 76 on Numbani is meta. It's a map you can run Ana on as well, so you're going to see him on first, also see him on second. Look at all these railings. It's like Soldier 76 built this map.
Exactly, it's alpha as well. It is the Omega, the go-to strategy as far as anybody is concerned, because really that Soldier 76 pumps out so much damage from the high ground, and then you get the tac visor in there. It's just bodies dropping left and right, and AKM, who better than him to wield the heavy pulse rifle? We've got the fly through, there's the point, the third one that these teams are looking to push that payload to. Of course, they got to cap the first point first to get that payload moving.
Trying to return the Doomfist to the Heritage Museum. Well, I mean, that lore's been a little bit weirder now.
Kind of old now, yeah.
That Doomfist has finally retained his Infinity Gauntlet.
So yeah, that we've had this discussion now in terms of what are they actually trying to deliver to the museum?
I don't know.
Patronage?
Maybe they're all just taking a trip to the museum.
Is it a field trip?
Yes, exactly.
They need to change up the paint job on this payload, make it yellow, right?
So that's why, first point's so hard to take because that's signing your permission slip, right? So no one can really coordinate and get it done.
Bureaucracy at its finest.
Yeah. As you can see right there, AKM is the league's best Soldier 76, first on final blows and tactical visor kills per 10 minutes. Look, it's been his best hero for a very, very long time, and it's been even back to the Rogue days as well. So, I mean, look, he's been trying to level up his Genji. We'll see. We'll see if it gets there. He has switched to it a couple times, especially on Numbani. If he can't run Pharah, and if he can't really run the Widow into it, then he will play Soldier 76 on an offense as well and try to take those stairs on the high ground.
That's also a valuable strategy. Right? I mean, Soldier on this map, that balcony right there on your right, that's where the Soldier likes to set up because, again, it's all about getting that high ground so you can just pump bullets in, death from above.
There's a million ways to play Numbani. Numbani, one of the maps that really forced people to play dive because you would just set up in the back corner with an Ana and Soldier, so people were like, well, I guess we gotta get highly mobile tanks. Speaking of such, Los Angeles Valiant are running pure dive with a Mercy in the comp.
Yeah, Mercy for that res to keep that push going if they want it, but hey, AKM speaking the devil. He's already found one kill. He's just gonna keep extending that stat line. Effect will remove space, but AKM to kick things off there with a kill on Fate, really kind of putting it out there that, right, this is my turf.
Yeah, it's not going to surprise anyone that Soldier 70. That's probably why the Valiant are choosing to run dive. The only other option is to try to take those stairs across and maybe get a Widow in position or your own Soldier 76. A McCree also an option as well. Agilities has to be careful, but they're just all in on supporting the Soldier 76 here, and it's working out pretty well for him.
Right, he's constantly damage boosted by Harry Hook, which will allow him to just melt these guys as they try and, again, fight for the high ground. Agility's here working with his tanks. That's good to see. And they will manage to force Dallas Fuel back around the corner at least. But they still need to get out of here. They need to find a point. They need to find something to work with. 90% on the ult. And here now Agilities has got an option, a very real one. If he wants to go diving in, he's got the Dragon Blade online.
He's got a Blade. They've taken out tanks on both sides here. AKM will find Soon. Blaze comes in though.
There it is. Immediately chops Soon in half. Or AKM, that's a big kill. Unko is out of it as well. Effect will find Kareem, but Agilities, he's done his job.
I don't think it's going to be enough here. They've already gotten so many kills on the defense, and now they still have the healing up. Agilities going to be knocked back without a choice in the matter. Nate will get his Primal Rage as well. It's a nice late kill, but I can't see this offense really gaining any more traction.
And this guy, they just can't seem to get rid of him. Drops the bubble as well. Finally, Effect, and it had to be a pulse bomb to finally remove Fate. To snip his thread.
You must give in to your fate at a certain point in time. Soon's got to get out, and he's going to live in the Matrix for moments. Chase not. Yeah, Chase is good for a fact, and they will eventually push them off of the point. However, they did give permanent progress up 33% there. I really like how well the Dallas tanks play it. Never overextending around the corner, always backing up, because the one thing that will lose you against dive is going around the corner. AKM, be careful.
All right, there are a number of things that can take your head off, but yeah, Kareem is definitely going to be hoping for that lucky volley right through on the angle. OGE leaping back in here. Will get topped back up again by Harry Hook, Kareem, and Soon working together, however, to remove Mickey. We were praising him on not getting picked off too quickly, but now they're down a tank. Dallas Fuel, AKM, he's got the visor. It's definitely going to make life interesting here. Oh, the perfect timing from Kareem to get the trance out. AKM's going to get nothing out of his visor.
That's just basic Kareem right there. He does that so often and so well. Meanwhile, though, OGE has taken matters into his own primal hands. Custa, Soon, Fate, Kareem all fall in short order. And despite the beautiful transcend, Dallas will hold easily.
Super sick. The trance to really turn it around, but yes, you're right. I mean, there's just so many tools now on the board here for Dallas Fuel to make use of when you've got OGE, the right monster, just ripping people limb from limb.
Great play there. Harry Hook has his Valkyrie up as well. Custa will have his too.
There we go! That's what we're talking about!
Can't peek. Can they even get this res off here? Fate's trying to camp the body. That timer to get the res off is expiring very quickly. No res.
No res, but it is a soldier, so he can sprint back into this very quickly. Now they are making progress. Soon to have 2 ticks, but once again halted. Nick of time there, keeping him off. But there we go, second tick picked up for the Los Angeles Valiant, and off of that one pick, that one mistake, that could spell doom and disaster here for Dallas Fuel, who are doing so good on the defense. Kareem finds OGE, no longer the primal monkey to worry about here, and Effect is still just going to be setting up camp on this point.
Effect ran out of blinks there. He would have had the opposing Tracer dead to rights, but couldn't blink around the corner to get to that pack. They do get 1 kill onto Soon. Trying to trade back and forth here, but it seems like Valiant has picked up some momentum.
Yeah, Harry Hook is out of it. AKM dead again as well. So it is on Effect. Can he survive? No, Kareem is there with the trance yet again. We will have dueling trances. Unko throws his ult into the package as well, but he's not even going to be able to keep Mickey alive. The Helix is there to snip him. OGE, though, keeping in this fight, and it is just a long, drawn-out affair as we go into overtime.
Now we do have a Soldier 76 coming back onto the point space, trying to get out with his life. Effect has done a great job. I can't believe how long he has been alive on this point so far. Now we've got a visor from Agilities, his versatility. Stepping up to the plate, he can play Genji, he can play Far, he's got a decent hit scan as well.
They make it, the point is theirs, Valiant. That is off of Agilities with the tech visor at the end. You're thinking, oh no, he's not really gonna get too much out of it, but he played his angles correctly, and AKM wasn't able to kill him before Agilities took down 2 kills, and one of them was Harry Hook. That's a big deal.
A super long fight there, though. Dallas's defense staying alive for much longer than anticipated. But some free push coming in now as Dallas has to reset with those poor spawns in the back. Unable to fight around the corner here. If they win a fight, some teams choose to engage here, but Dallas's style is to play more in the back, on the high ground behind the bus.
Soon doing what Soon does best. Mind the payload. Looking for flank angles. He did nearly win a duel with Effect earlier. Nearly one-clipped him. Instead, it's going to be Soon. Trying to go for the pulse. Mickey demec'd. That will be one. Effect Tower finally running into him, but Soon doesn't care. He's got his healers there to pocket him, keep him back alive. And well, in the meantime, Space gets Effect, finds the kill on Effect rather.
They're gonna pop Valk into this just to try to secure this fight. Harry Hook and Unko not nearing their supports just yet. Both come online right now, but it might be a little too late. Without the tanks and without the damage dealers, you have to back up. They almost fall into Soon's Tracer. That will be second point for Valiant.
So quick. Dallas Fuel, they are going to be kicking themselves if they cannot halt. Going from a near full hold on point A to letting Los Angeles Valiant just cruise through to point 2, and now we're going to get into the second, and now the third rather. This is the final bout.
OG jumps in. Where is his support? There it is, and they will take out Custa. Trades 1-for-1, though, as both of these tanks have gone towards the opposing backline.
Not able to get the primal off in time there, Fate, but then with so many dead, maybe thinking, okay, just go for the reset. Agilities has got his tac visor online. Soon with the pulse, 4 ults, and soon to be 5. Kareev nearly has his trance, and that could make the big difference here in this next fight, seeing as how AKM has nearly got his tac visor online.
Well, the big difference is that Dallas has both of their support ultimates online. Now, they need to avoid the mistake that's happened to them a little too often while you're trying to work both these supports who are kind of new with each other together, as there's been times where they overlap supports, and that is one of the worst mistakes you can make in all of Overwatch when it comes to economy.
Keep an eye on that D-Matrix, and there it is. There's the stick. OG leaps back to safety. Will be brought back immediately, and there it is. Unko with the trance, leading the way. AKM, he's got his tac visor, hungry for a target, not gonna find one just yet. His Fate is just beating him all over the place, trying to stick him to the wall, literally. Fate gets hunted down, though. Mickey is there to work with AKM to find the kill, and now AKM just pumping bullets into that angle. Agilities, though, Attack visor of his own.
But they feel like they have some opening here. That's why Kareem popped the Transcendence. They are still getting a lot of push in this back and forth fight. They may have overextended. Most support ults down for Dallas though, and now Custis comes online. Might be time to go in, but they want Baby Devo back into mech first.
That's a big one though. Effect is gone. Soon finds him. That was a long drawn out duel in the back line.
There's the Valk.
And yeah, the Valk exactly thrown into it immediately by Custa. Right, the Tracer's dead. All right, let's try and push this, take advantage. And they are making progress, continue to do so. Agilities with the Hail Mary Helix. Doesn't connect, but keeps Dallas Fuel honest, as now Dallas Fuel are gonna have the one good fight left here to make it happen and to halt the Los Angeles Valiant's progress.
Ooh, huge stick on a Harry Hook in the back line from Soon should open things up for them. That was post-resurrection. Harry brought Unko back to life, but it's very easy to predict where that Mercy's going to be once you get a critical kill like that. The AKM, oh, just barely lives through the Bunny Blaster.
Unbelievable. Unko just throwing the trance in there to make sure that nobody else dies for the Dallas Fuel. 20 seconds left on the clock, and they managed to stabilize 0.05 meters.
If they can get back into this, though, they have a lot to work with. They might just zoom Yada in, try to get in here, and Agilities will have Tactical Visor. Self-destruct, so good on Numbani last. Effect just trying to scout him out. Got to get a body on this point, though. Leap comes in.
Now Leap comes in. There's the transfer from Kareem as well. Trying to keep both of these tanks alive. Everybody grouped up here for Los Angeles Valiant. Agilities now with the Tac Visor. Can't quite find a sticky target. He will chuck a Helix in there and nearly clip Unko. Not going to be quite good enough, and Agilities now just going to try and stay alive as best he can. Playing these long angles, exactly where Soldier wants to be.
OG out in the back line early there and just really messed up the entire plan and rotation of the Valiants on their offense. The self-destruct comes on the point. AKM takes out Agilities with the visor of his own.
But there's Fate trading it. And now Fate can really get in here. Unko splattered. And now it's Harry Hook who's gonna follow suit. Fate right now with the 3 big kills that may make all the difference for his team. OG gonna get focused down. They've got 3 mitters left, and Mickey, the last man alive here, trying to deny it, but it's not gonna be good enough. No stopping him this time. In overtime, the Valiant will be able to collect 3 points.
Well, we'll see how the Valiant were able to communicate as they push their way towards point B.
Yeah, push a bit. Nice. Monkey diva low. Stay aggressive. Yeah. Hold on. I'm fine. Yeah, just keep this. Wait. I have Duck. Wait, let's go. Go. Point, monkey. And up. Monkey. So the Hagan. Then Soul Jumper. I'm fine. Wait to point. They give.
Calling those low tanks, picking out the targets right. That's really all that you're going to hear on comms when it's in the heart of a fight is which target are we killing. And I think everyone could improve like 200 to 300 SR if you just start calling targets.
Oh, really? You think
I really
communication in a team game.
Actually plugging in your microphone is important, and all going after the same target is important.
Just the small baby steps, Hex, right? Just get them to join voice. They don't need to talk. Just join voice.
Just listen.
Just join voice. Then we're making progress.
It called the tanks low. Space goes in and finishes off a couple of them. He's been so good on going after these tanks, which is sometimes unexpected from the opposing diva. Like, why is Space diving me? I'm a diva. And it's been weird because Mickey's response is like by default to be like, oh, push me back. I'm going to push you back. And he goes right after him again. And sometimes it gets him a little out of position. It's all the positioning and just peaks means so much. That very early peak from AKM up top. Got killed on his Soldier 76 on point A, and that opened things up, and granted it was a long, drawn-out fight that resulted in that, but that was a huge opening kill from the Valiant.
Not able to get the res off, right? Not able to get him back into it. AKM's gonna be kicking himself because it was going so well up till that point. And you get greedy, you take that one peek when you shouldn't, and boom. You open it all up for Los Angeles Valiant, who have now got 3 points on the board. All right, here we go. Different approach coming in here for Dallas Fuel. AKM will be on that Pharah. Concuss, just trying to knock him off that high ground, keep things interesting here for the Valiant, who are definitely dropping fairly low. Agility's right on the edge, and there it is. AKM connecting the rocket. Costa with the bold res out in the open. That gets denied immediately.
Yeah, bold is one way to put it.
Yeah, that was definitely, I was being nice. Come on.
Unko will eventually fall, but this is Dallas absolutely dominating in, and it's so nice to see Pharah played on this map. She is so good that Dallas tried to run this against Soul. Soul ran a Widowmaker instead, so that you really can't do it. Soldier 76 can provide some of that, but the concussion and knock people off, the last place you want to be is running uphill, and the offense simply takes your high ground away.
Well, again, in terms of offense, man, Dallas Fuel is the same thing on Volskaya. They are able to get in there and just take advantage of the slightest opening.
It's just nice to see them play so aggressive. In the early 2 stages of the Overwatch League, Dallas was one of the more passive teams, kind of slow going, and it just looked indecisive at times. But now it's just all on aggression. There's a stick, Kareem falls.
Super sick. You see it all coming together in Effect's mind as well. Oh, the Diva isn't close by. Oh, I get to just throw out my pulse bomb with impunity. Okay then, and that's exactly what he's capable of. It's looking like a very quick .2 here for Dallas Fuel if they can manage to hold Los Angeles Valiant at the choke.
Well, they do still have a ways to push this payload, so I think the Valiant will be able to get back in here and at least contest. Effect is up top trying to stop them from coming in. He's joined by his tanks up there, and so this is the way they wanted to enter, and now someone's gonna have to solo go into the bottom, and that should be the target they go for. Fade is in trouble.
Effect shows no fear. Charge it in, and there's no way out. You're not gonna be able to get the remake up here, Space. Demec'd immediately. You still have Soon, who's kind of trying to make something happen here. A little bit of the magic going toe-to-toe with Effect. Effect trying to keep the pressure on. He will recall back out of harm's way. Focus has got to be on this payload after all. AKM's TAC visor getting canceled out by Kareem's Transcendence.
Yeah, but Kareem's Transcendence being canceled out by Kareem's Transcendence is the issue there. That fight was already over. There was no need for it. Kareem's gonna fall late, and just a brilliant hold there by Dallas to send people up on the high ground, knowing that the other team wants to get agilities in position on that high ground, so he's up there with both of his supports. Meanwhile, someone's gotta come in, and they set up a huge wall up there, meaning that none of those guys are coming in, and then the tanks come in. Space is the first to fall.
Yeah.
Fate follows soon after because the tanks don't have the supports. They're blocked off up top.
That's a matter of watching it. Can it be this clean here for Dallas Fuel? One step ahead of the Valiant so far. Need to continue on this way. Unko patiently holding on to his trance, not feeling the pressure just yet. If agility is on the Genji, that's valuable information for Unko to have, because if he just holds on to this trance a little while longer, he'll be able to remove that Dragon Blade from the equation.
So brings Sue back to life.
Oh, that was questionable. OGE not realizing that AKM was standing right next to him there, it looks like.
Yeah, one of the rules is if you get stuck, you just take your hands off the keyboard, let your teammate move around you, call that you're stuck, but let everyone get out of your way. The worst thing to do as a Winston is jump. Sometimes you end up taking out your own team when you're stuck like that. And,
shout out to XQC.
And you live, yes, exactly, the XQC delivery. But you lived through it, your team just died.
They got nothing on XQC. All right, let's go. Agilities gets right into the thick of things, deleted immediately by Effect, but he forced that trance out of Unko. Quick fingers there from Unko, not gonna have the trance for the next fight. But AKM will have his TAC visor, and as soon as this trance wears off here for Kareem, he might be pretty, he dropped pretty low. But here we go, the opening that he was waiting for.
Drop low, that bubble is gone as well. It's just gonna be a body block from Winston trying to keep people alive. Fate will fall to this eventually. And now they have to retreat. Do they have time to even re-coordinate here?
Oh, the D-Matrix save!
That was a beautiful D-Matrix, because that Helix rocket had a target on the splash at the very least. Was gonna take it out, but it zones them out, and Dallas with a blazing fast. Whew. Offense on Numbani here.
All three coming together so clean for the Fuel.
I think previously, I talk about that second point hold where they blocked him out up top. It would have probably just been Effect previously.
Yeah.
But OG recognizes it, and he goes up there, and he's there. And then one of their healers comes up as well. So now you've got this huge block up top where all the damage is going to come from a boosted 76. He never gets in, and then it forces the tanks into a terrible position, and then they get eaten up on the ground. So I think it's just the aggression works out well. Effect likes to play aggressive, and now he's got tanks that like to play aggressive with him.
You start to see the building blocks here for something that is very bright for the future here in Dallas Fuel, man. They've really had quite a few struggles going through the first 2 stages, up and down story. Always feel like giving their manager a hug.
347 here. Los Angeles Valiant were on a 12-map winning streak. That's been broken because they didn't win Volskaya. But they still haven't lost a map in stage 3 so far. And now they're going to have the defense of a lifetime on Numbani. However, Numbani's a map, 347, seems like a lot of time. It's not really.
It's not. We have seen full holds. I mean, it definitely happens on this first point. Los Angeles Valiant are capable of it as well. Now it's just a matter of not giving up that initial kill to AKM. And Custa, whatever you think, wait until you get a bubble over you to go for the res, if there is one. So let's see. Dallas Fuel moving through. Kareev with the pick to kick things off. There's the volley. Connects with AKM's face. He's gone, but he's rezzed immediately by Unko. No res for this push, though, for Dallas Fuel.
They're going to try to get back in immediately. Damage boosted rockets coming up over the top, and they're going to try to avoid the concussion by just giving up all the ground in the world, trying to fall back and catch this dive. They catch OGE.
Yeah, they catch OGE. They don't give up any early targets. Agility's able to back off safely. And what, Unko's got to heal somebody else. He can't just be damage boosting AKM the entire time, and so that damage comes off. AKM surely gonna die. No, brought back in the nick of time.
A sick escape there, and they're still in this because of that. Although they lost Harry Hook, who's on the Lucio alone, they're gonna have to back out here. And okay, so we talk about this. Numbani, it's like a minute a push at best. So they're at 247 now when I finish this sentence. See,
There you go.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
And so they started with a whole more minute, and now, again, only a third needed, but only about 2.5 pushes left to take it.
Well, they're sticking with this game plan here. Dallas Fuel, AKM still chucking rockets in, looking for that barrage.
You gotta get Visor up. You gotta get Visor up. Agility needs just a little bit more time.
He just needs to not die at this point, so he can keep cranking out damage. Effect has got his pulse online. Hunting soon. Not quite gonna find a target though. Agility's wastes no time whatsoever. Gets that Visor into the fight immediately, but AKM still finds the kills. Custa is gone. Nikki with the self-destruct kill on Agilities.
They trade back and forth. It's Winston's on the point, but all the healing is there. Effect very low. Meanwhile, Unko has taken time out of his day to resurrect AKM, which is huge. If they can get Fade off this point, AKM can just rain rockets around the edge. It's only one person left. Soon's back in, though.
Great coordination here between these two. Soon and Fate playing tag team duos here on this point, just keeping that contest rolling, buying so much time and allowing Kareev to come back into this fight. The res players are here now for Los Angeles Valiant. We can get this fight off going for real, except that no! Fate and Soon, the heroes for the Valiant, get overwhelmed finally by AKM in Effect, and OGE finds Kareev. This might spell the end for the Los Angeles Valiant.
Overwhelmed is the proper term. Those tanks were alive so long on the point. I can't believe Fate lived as long as he did, but Dallas will hand the Los Angeles Valiant their first map loss of Stage 3.
Everything, despite the great play there between Fate and Soon in the end, the stagger, it was just too much. What a great retake coming in from Dallas Fuel, off the reses, off the plays, and it's a 1-0 lead now for the Fuel going into the rest of this series. It is going to definitely be one that they want to win. Both of these teams trying to make a point right now as to who has the stronger roster and who made the right call. We'll find out what the desk has to say after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
After an insane first map on Volskaya Industries that ended in a draw, Dallas came up with a big win on Numbani to take it 1-0 lead at the half. Welcome back, everybody. The Fuel up over the Valiant, who came in today without dropping a single map. The first one goes the distance. It draws out just when we thought the Valiant had locked it up after their first push.
Absolutely. And I mean, coming into this match, I guess we could say Valiant were the favorites because they are undefeated so
Are you
far.
about to brag that you nearly predicted it?
No, because I didn't. You know,
exactly.
You have to predict if you're going to do it. But I didn't. So, but the fact still, I mean, they haven't played the harder opponents yet.
Yeah.
Dallas Fuel took Seoul Dynasty to 5 maps. So obviously this is a lot tighter than...
NYXL.
Yeah.
They took NYXL to 5 maps as well.
This is a lot tighter than we actually expected, I guess we could say.
And I think what the fans need to look at here is how much time was left on the clock after the Valiant's initial push. They got both points with 4:26 on the clock. Dallas stalled out basically on point A. They barely finished it, and then point B, they get the job done. The overtime push, though, was really amazing from Dallas to bounce back.
It really was, yeah. Dallas Fuel were able somehow, with the very tiny amount of time they had remaining, to tie it up 2-2, and crucially, the LA Valiant weren't able to complete their overtime push with over a minute remaining. So that gave Dallas another push and an opportunity to tie the game up. And overall, Dallas were pretty clutch here, because when it started, I thought this would be LA Valiant the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Dallas, you're happy with a draw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the end, this, you know, became a draw, and Dallas Fuel very happy about that and managed to win Numbani. So.
And I think it was a good start for Mickey. I mean, he was having some rough plays early on Volskaya. We looked at each other like, what's happening with Mickey? He closes out the round with a huge Diva Bomb that takes out both supports and gives you that point B. Johnny, I know there was one play, though, that really turned this game around.
Yeah.
You got it for us. What did we see from the Fuel?
I mean, it was overtime, right? Running down the clock, and of course, they managed to cap out in the end. So how did Dallas Fuel do it? I'll show you with insights powered by Intel.
Love it.
So setting it up, of course, Valiant, they keep wanting to dive, right? We have Bunny here, and we have Fate and Space. So they want to dive onto the backline. This is what we always see from the Valiant. But because Dallas Fuel, they're playing this McCree, they're actually going to shut down Bunny on the flank here. And that just ruins everything for the Valiant. So we're going to see Bunny go down. And at this point, you can't really dive, right? Because Dallas Fuel, they have Harry Hook and Unko on the Mercy and Signal. It's so much healing. So the Winston and the Diva can't really power through this. So what I would like to see is Fate and Space retreating to the team and helping out the supports, because you can't get any kills. Why take the damage anyway? So as we scroll this one through, we're going to see that Soon is going to get a pick onto AKM, and that is going to be the deciding factor as we scroll this forward. So he's actually not blocked by enemies. Here we see AKM, he goes down. So Harry Hook tries to go for the rest, and this is where the deciding moment happens, because Fate, he wants to shut down this resurrection rather than going back, as I would like, and probably his teammates would like as well, to help the team out. And this is going to leave Space alone on the point, and he's going to get demeched by OGE and Mickey, and Fate is going to run on not being able to cancel this resurrection, doesn't have the help or the damage. AKM gets resurrected instead, and as this is going to leave Dallas Fuel with the advantage in this fight. And eventually, they're going to cap it out, because they didn't have the coordination needed. When Bunny dies, you need to retreat. You can't dive anymore.
It seemed like such a difficult decision for Fate to make, because I wonder if there's a Discord orb on that Mercy, does Fate end up looking like the hero? He's like, guys, not only did I stop the res, I also killed their Mercy.
Yeah, it is assault map, right? If you get a pick onto the Mercy, if he secures that kill, then Valiant probably wins it, right? But at the same time, it is risky with so much healing from a Mercy and a Zenyatta. It's too risky, man. Can't do it.
With this new Dallas Fuel, you got to take them seriously. Sorry.
You definitely do. And also, this is part of the feast or famine approach that Bunny likes to take. We saw him a few times just delete AKM, even though he was playing McCree. But in the few situations where he goes down, it opens up win conditions for Dallas Fuel, where they then have an opportunity just to take the map and snowball. So although Bunny and Fate are nicely syncing up to be able to get the fight wins most of the time, the few times that they fail, it kind of exposes a big weakness for the LA Valiant. If they continue to shut down Bunny going forward on the next two maps, LA Valiant are going to have a real problem.
Well, we didn't even see Bunny in map number 2. Let's take a look back at Numbani. So we started off with the draw. We load up game number 2, and we see a pretty solid start once again from the Valiant, but it was Dallas that came out with a blistering time on their own attack.
Absolutely, and they just mustered on with the Soldier. I think Agilities was a bit underwhelming overall, Josh here.
Yes.
He didn't really have the most effect with his Dragon Blades or the tactical visors, and I think it comes down to effect on this Tracer. He managed to shut down Bunny on Volskaya. He shut down Soon here as well. And it's so hard for the Valiant to get anything done when you pretty much lose the Tracer battle all the time.
Yeah, Effect was an absolute beast, especially on the defense. And here's the Dragon Blade that we were talking about, going into a Transcendence, using his dash so he can't get out. Kareev doesn't even have the Trance on his side.
It's
that was
fights.
A big misplay from Agilities, and it opens the door again for Dallas to come in. This kind of feast or famine, big play approach just keeps being a bit of a problem for LA.
So me and Josh, we would know, right? Because this is so Dallas Fuel-esque, right? You capitalize on the enemy's mistake, or envious, like I should say. Because you just capitalize on the enemy's mistakes, Agilities with a questionable Dragon Blade, and it looks like Dallas Fuel, they're just doing their thing, you know, because they're just rolling forward.
They're back and they're for real as well. That's what you got to say. Dallas Fuel previously weren't able to capitalize on these mistakes because they were making so many of their own.
Right.
Yeah. But now they've tightened up.
I really like what we're seeing so far from the Fuel, and we still have 2 more games to go. Now, something to highlight here is the future Tracer battle we expect, right? Effect's going to be in the lineup every single game for the Dallas Fuel, most likely, and he'll be facing off against either Soon or Bunny in that Tracer role. But Effect, he's really upped his game now with the help of guys like OGE in the lineup.
I mean, you just look at the final blows and the deaths, and you can see that he wins these Tracer battles a lot more. Damage pretty much the same because he focuses the same target, but he gets more kills, and with a more man advantage, that results in more fights won.
For me as well, when you look at the percentage of pulse bombs attached in Stage 2, 43%, I noticed in Stage 2 he tended to focus the tanks a little bit more. They were just trying to have more scrappy engagements. Now that OGE is in the lineup, or previously when they were playing with Mickey, they're going for more coordinated dives. So now it seems like he's really targeting the squishy targets, trying to burst them down. Exactly. And that's where Effect excels. He looks like a one-man army. He just takes over the game at that point.
It's really been amazing to watch this battle. Keep your eyes on Effect. Keep your eyes on Soon. I know Soon has played Widow. He's played Sombra in addition to that Tracer and McCree. But so far, Effect has his number 7 kills to just 2 in the first half. Coming up next, we got Ilios, boys. Where do you go with this series right now? It's Dallas on match point.
If Dallas just keeps playing the McCree, I think they'll get away with this one. Both Route 66 and Ilios Ruins, of course, very good Widowmaker maps. So Soon could get it, but I'm going with Dallas Fuel for that.
I think Bunny and Soon are going to be back in. It's going to be tight, but I've got the LA Valiant taking this one with the next 2 maps going to them.
All right, let us know on Twitter. Use the hashtag OWL2018. How do you see this match playing out? When we come back from break, it's a big Game 3. You don't want to miss Ilios on the other side of this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. Omened by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. And by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League.
The damage available. And Moira has so much ability to be able to just get away from players like Linkser on the Tracer. Now getting very close, building up the ult, and there it is.
Oh, okay, the coalescence coming out here. Jae-Hong's just giving the Houston Outlaws a good hosing down. Oh, they're clean indeed. But that push from Soul was nothing but dirty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Dallas Fuel have jumped out to a 1-0 lead over the LA Valiant. And with that, the Valiant's map streak is over, but they are still very much in this game. Friendly reminder to everybody watching at home to check out our Twitch All Access Pass. If you want a more enhanced viewing experience, it'll be available for free for the duration of Stage 3, so definitely check that out. And if you tune in tomorrow, we're gonna be having Twitch Day here at the arena. We're gonna be showing off some cool in-game content, as well as cool All Access features like the Command Center, as well as this really cool thing, live stats. I know a lot of people have been asking about that, so tune in tomorrow if you want to check that out. But guys, it is match point for the Dallas Fuel. Can the LA Valiant bring it back? Let's find out right now and send it over to our casters, Similar and Hex.
Thank you, Malik. There it is, right there. All right. Where's the sound effect? We were supposed to get a whip crack.
I tried.
We're supposed to get a whip crack.
I tried.
Audio man. All right, next time. There it is, double. Thank you. All right. So,
sure.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. It is going to be the Dallas Fuel. They're up 1-0, but we've got an interesting thing that's coming at you guys next year for the Control, and it is going to be the 1 sub. Boom! The man is back from Finland. He is back in the house.
Taimu, aka Timo, is going to be coming in. He's going to be playing Ilios for him, and I think this is generally in a response to what Valiant like to play on Ilios. They usually like to run a Pharah here. And so Taimu, a great hit-skin player, can play the Widow should they so need it, can also play a godly McCree. But if we're on a map that is not Ruins, then generally the Valiant are going to run a Pharah. It's been Agilities who's played it so far. We'll see if they switch things up, because now that they know Taimu's in, you're kind of telegraphing what you're going to run. I mean, Taimu's definitely going to play hit scan for his team. So long are the days of Taimu on Winston, and not soon enough, I believe. And we'll see how this shakes out for both teams. Right now, they're just in spawn getting ready. I do believe our first stage will be this lighthouse.
No guessing anymore, Hex.
Yeah, so
no guessing anymore.
We'll have to wait for the murder hole, unfortunately. But Kareev, I mean, he's been playing so well for this team, especially if they put him back on support. He is a fine DPS player, but I think he's one of the standout Zenyatas in the league. Defensive assists, as well as eliminations. Leads the league in that. We'll see how these teams want to run. No Pharah for the side of the Valiant, reading into this that they're going to be going against hit scan, so Agility's going to stay on Genji.
Listen, I mean, AKM got subbed out for Taimu. Sure, there could be all sorts of theories. I just think that he got tired of getting balls to the face.
Oh, well tired.
There you go. Now Taimu's the one.
Tired.
Taimu's also the one who's going to get balls to the face. Kareem, man, he just delivers them.
Unceremoniously. No one's asking for him, but Kareem's just giving them to him anyway. Right now, they're just dancing on the point. Bigger presence there for the Valiant as they rotated their tanks more quickly to the point, and will get essentially a free capture.
So, percentage getting built up here by the Valiant. High ground taken immediately there as well. Space working with Fate, trying to keep some pressure on, but Space has got to be careful. He gets D-Mech so quickly, the focus fire is there. Yeah, for the Dallas Fuel, they get caught out.
Got himself stuck in a corner, and they will lose Space and Custa. However, bringing it back. Soon Agility's Fate all combined to get 3 kills, but now Dallas will take control of the point.
Big thing here, Kareev needs to stay alive because he can keep giving that Harmony Orb over to his boys. Soon and Agility's trying to make the magic happen here on the point. Bit of a dash through, Effect will be able to recall out. And now it's about just flipping this as quickly as possible. Effect going for the reload. He's hot on Soon's heels, but Soon is getting healed up as well. And there it is, the stick, the style points for Effect.
That's just establishing dominance to stick another Tracer. You know that the recall's down, and now Agilities opens it up, and a flashbang comes through from Taimu. Meanwhile, Dallas has maintained control of this point. However, perhaps not for long, as the Resurrection comes through on Soon, and they have people on the point. They'll fan the hammer to try to take down the Winston bubble, and we are back and forth. God, this set has been so great.
These teams are so evenly matched. Even with the subs coming through, making it fun for us all here. Going toe to toe. Taimu has got his Deadeye though. Great ultimate here on Lighthouse. Lots of angles to take advantage of. Open spaces as well. And he's moving together as a unit here with his team, trying to find exactly one of those spots on the stairway. Could be a good one.
One of the issues of running a McCree here is trying to get him back in position when you've lost control of the point. They do a great job. There is the Deadeye comes down on his face. Both tanks out of there for the Valiant.
It's going to make life pretty difficult here. We do have Custa floating high in the sky, trying to keep his teammates alive. He fails at the tanks. Can he keep his deeps in it, though? Agilities decapitates Taimu. That's a good start. OGE trying to get on here to flip this point soon. will get removed, and it's not looking like they are going to be able to. Yes, they will actually. Space and Fate, no! Just a second too late. Thought that they could get in here to contest, but they decided otherwise.
A beautiful resurrection was able to bring Taimu back into that fight, and this was post transcendence out of Kareev as well, so they committed a lot to it. We will be just about even when the next fight takes place, very likely the penultimate fight at 67%. You're very nearing that range of one more fight away. Agilities has played. We've seen him absolutely take over games with his ultimate.
The comms are going to be key here if they can force the flashbang out of Taimu. But Unko's got the trance as well. 2 barriers here, and Agilities, well, he isn't going to waste any time at all. He's just going to get in here. He forces the trance immediately. That could be some good value. Not going to be able to get the clip on Harry Hook, unfortunately. But they do get that ult out.
Well, tanks have been out of it again. Fate died almost before he hit the ground, and that dive there, which is why Agility's unable to get much going there. They are chasing down this Mercy, trying to live with the recall there, and in fact will take down Custa in a very aggressive forward push.
Great stagger. When you've got so little time to play with here for the Valiant, you're having to wait for your Mercy to come back online, and well, that's it. No more Mercy. Get the Lucio, get the taxi going. It's pulled up. Tires are warm. Now you gotta get in there, quick as possible.
And Fate's gonna have to jump on this point. Good thing he died so early last time, because now he's alive to get on here. He's the first one in. Dada's gonna try to zone out the rest of his team.
Does manage to stagger at least the advance a little bit. Cut it in half, and there we go. Taimu finding Agilities out in the open. Space will remove effect. Question of whether Harry Hook can get that res off or not, or if he's even gonna throw it in there. Looking like he just barely will be able to, but that opens him up to get punished by Soon.
Diva's all over Taimu as well. Can he get it? No! Space will complete the kill onto Taimu. Back and forth here, but the Valiant are making headway onto this point. They've got a healer, they've got a main tank, they've got control of Ilios.
Back and forth seems to be the name of the game here. It's a 1-0 lead in maps for Dallas Fuel. And at this point, with the draw, you're looking just for the first team to get to 2. Dallas Fuel could do it right here, end this series. Now it's about winning this next fight. Kareev is going to have the trance online.
Dallas trying to exercise some demons on Ilios. Only 3 and 6 on this map throughout the Overwatch League so far. The Valiant, I believe, are 7 and 3 coming in. So the map advantage for the Valiant. Now the Bracket's on the point, and Agilities. Oh, he does climb the wall. Not bugged out that time.
Barely makes it. Gonna go in. Perfectly done by Agilities. Gets the trance, but he got his kill. He'll be happy with that, although the res is used here by Harry Hook. That draws the healers away from the main fight on the point.
So many support ultimates used there for Dallas. Now do have enough to hold on to this space, and his healers getting onto the point. Agilities takes down Taimu yet again. Agilities gets Unko as well. This man's Genji's unstoppable. Gotta touch the point.
Gotta keep it going. Overtime is in. Now we have the sound barrier thrown in here by the Valiants as well. Custa getting that ult and hitting a whole bunch of targets, and it's gonna be good enough. Effect trying to play fancy there, trying to buy some time with the help of Mickey, but they are not able to keep it alive for their team.
I believe Space killed OGU with a remech. OGU was just barely alive after the self-destruct. The remech call down, one of the most rarely seen icon of kills in all of Overwatch. But it's hilarious when it happens, unless you're the guy who the mech landed on.
All right, well, here we go. This will be interesting because we've got Ruins coming up next. And while we have seen Taimu Widowmaker in the past, that being said, it hasn't been fantastic. It hasn't been a dominant Widow.
Not in the Overwatch League. It's been very difficult for Taimu to really get on track and find his footing here. This could be a statement stage for Taimu here, but knowing what they're going into, again, the Valiant's so versatile. They know what they might be running into, and they choose not to take this fight. Soon has been flexing onto a lot of different heroes lately, one of them being the Reaper, so they're gonna run tank heavy with the Reaper and just establish point presence. Huge hook right off the bat, Harry's gone!
He snakes it right through the gap. Would have been so close there. Harry Hook might have survived, but instead it will be him getting deleted first, and that's gonna open it up here for the Los Angeles Valiant to control this point first and start gaining that percentage. 6 of them alive, a very quick take. And yet again, they come out ahead here in the fights. And now with the quad tank, what are you thinking of?
I mean, Taimu might Taimu might stick on this just because he's at 92%, but what are you really hitting? You have to hope for a Moira to make a misstep and try to take down the supports, but with shield tanks and then the big body, it's gonna be tough to do.
Well, that was the luckiest jump pack ever. That might have ended pretty poorly there for OG. Agility shaking his head. But they are managing to get in there. Oh, unbelievable! Harry doesn't make it. Kareev will find the kill. Again, these hooks, agilities, he's hitting those high-value targets.
Agilities is so impressive on his pool. Of course, this is not the first time we've seen him on the Roadhog, but he is hitting every big hook that he needs to. Custom must have found a target over here. Former teammate off the edge of the map. Taimu goes over, and now Taimu has made the switch. This is a right call. You can either run a Reaper or a Junkrat into tank-heavy comps. He's gonna opt for the Rat.
Vex is hoping for the stick there, not quite gonna find it. Fortunately for him, sound barrier thrown in by Custis, getting melted fairly quickly. Agilities, though, getting topped right back up again by his team. But they lose Fate in the mix. 2 kills now here for Dallas Fuel. This might be the moment that they were waiting for here to start getting control at this point. But of course, they're gonna stall out as best they possibly can. Los Angeles Valiant get as much out of this fight as they can. 67% and counting.
Well, Fate took OG off the edge there because he was primaling, so he just charged him off the edge. That's usually a value trade that you will take. 73% is where the Valiant's progress will stop. OGE was looking for it. He got charged. I think he gets the primal kill at the end. Yeah, for good measure, tries to get back, but too far away.
That's a tough one. Going for that trade, that 1-for-1. Now Taimu. Yep.
Tyre
just junker spam.
Yeah, Tyre is ready for him, so he might want to get into a little safer position, wait for them to re-engage. He's trying to just catch someone unawares with these damage-boosted nades. Effect doing a similar thing, but kind of gives away his position. And you do know he's back here now.
Alright. That was spicy. So was that Tyre. Not enough to get the one shot.
He just takes a breather right in his face. Of course, damage reduction on taking a breather. Means that Hog will live through that one. Looking for the Pulse Bomb, not going to need it. Soon taken down, so now Dallas can play without worries.
Oh, what a stick, Fate. No, he gets caught. Taimu removes him with the help of Mickey. Just chucking grenades in there left and right. Now Effect looking to stagger this out. Agility's hanging on by a thread, but not for long. It's Unko to find that kill. And Effect eventually gets punished, but it's just going to be too good here. Hey Hook going to be able to get that res off, although I would love to see, no instant kill.
No, good defense matrix there as well to keep him alive, even though he is rezzed outside of the bubble. And they're doing a great job of chasing down Unko's Discord orb, so the communication is definitely there. Those late kills were all just chasing the purple balloon of damage. We'll get him there soon. Goes for an aggressive angle. Just barely misses that shot.
That was so close. That would have been monster.
Preemptive Valk. Harry Hook knows that they're almost close to the last fight, so he preemptive Valks this fight.
Yeah, we still have Kareem with the Lighthouse online. Yep, speak of the devil, Kareem chucking it out, showing the way, and now it's about keeping his teammates up, and Custom just barely hanging in there. He is unkillable. Space with the self-destruct right in Unko's face. 1-for-1 trade, and now Kareem pulling it ahead here as Taimu is going to be the one to fall. Harry Hook did get the res off, and Mickey just trying to make as much out of this as possible. Runs over Kareem, that'll help.
Agilities gets some work done there as they're able to knock Mickey away from the Whole Hog, so Whole Hog will find a target. Mickey will get T-Max. Looking for the Bunny Blaster. He's got Custa.
Space will remove Mickey. Effect's not going to find the pulse, unfortunately for him, but he is delaying things further. But they will get the flip. Effect was still around as well. He must have just barely got off long enough for that to go. So 80% and counting now for Los Angeles Valiant.
Could be the deciding fight of the series. Dallas, if they take this stage, will go to a stage number 5. Actually getting a little ahead of myself. Let's see who's got what to work with here. Both support ultimates available for Dallas.
That's a big difference maker. You do have Kareem. He can get coalescence quickly. Now it's a matter of making it stick. Agilities with the Whole Hog could just chuck it out here to try and push him back. And he is going to hold on to it for just a little while longer here. Going for the Hail Mary hook, not going to find it. And Dallas Fuel just plowing their way onto this point.
OG doing a good job with that Primal Rage to knock everyone away from it. And now we are in overtime. Time was able to take down Soon. Now the matchup you generally see Junkrat versus Widow. And Mickey continues to find weak targets.
So shit, quick reactions from him. Once again with the sound barrier. Taimu though, Tyre right on top of Custa. Old teammate, he got his revenge, and overtime will tick over. We're going to the 3rd point. We're going the distance on control.
Taimu proving his value early on. They had to deal with the Widow, then he switches over, makes the correct switch into a Junkrat there, softening up all those tanks, force another switch out of the Valiant, and the mind games, the chess between these two teams is amazing. We're gonna decide Ilios as we go over to the Windmill, AKA the Murder Hole.
You can't quite see it yet. But it's there. It's there.
This has been so close between these two teams. We definitely will see some Lucio action. Custa will always run the Lucio on this stage in particular. This is a stage that they will finally break out Agility's Bara here. Taimu's got the answer in the Widow. That's the micro battle you want to look at. I'd be really surprised if Agilities doesn't play the left side of this map over behind that windmill just for some cover. Taimu's looking for it right off the bat. Hits a headshot, not going to get the kill.
That was a deep one. It's going to slow things down just a little bit. But we've got the dive set up coming through here now for the Valiant side of things. And if they can find that opening, such as a beautiful reflect onto Taimu. Sick play, but Harry Hook will be there with the res. Effect getting forced back, though. No res for this next fight could make things dicey a little bit here for the Los Angeles Valiant. Or rather for the Dallas Fuel, and already Mickey not going to be able to get brought back to life.
Effect trying to do something. He was able to take down space out of his mech, but 7 HP. Turns his back, is able to get back to his team, though. Still, Valiant take first control of this. And now, how do you answer this team with control? They did switch off of the Pharaoh rather early, and Taimu's going to move over to the McCree instead. Can we see some Pine-like heroics?
Oh, yes. I'm all about that. It's a tough standard to live up to, though, Hex.
It really is.
I mean, Pine did put on one of the most dominant McCree performances ever, pretty much on this map.
I still think it's Taimu's best hero. I think his McCree still is his best, despite what we've seen off the Widowmaker from him. So playing that comfort hero, trying to find the angles in here, and they've done such a good job of getting him where he needs to be, taxing him over to these angles, because if McCree can get picked off and find a rough go of it, he shuts down soon.
There we go. That's what it's all about. Unko there with the trance as well, just keeping everybody healthy. And Hale, and we will get the flip at 47% for the Valiant. Dallas Fuel will take control. And yeah, I mean, this is good. You're bigging Taimu up, and what does he do? He delivers a perfect flashbang headshot onto Soon, eliminates him immediately, and then you're just freeing everything up for Taimu to just stay alive at that point without having to worry about his back all the time.
There's got to be a ton of pressure on Taimu, too. He's not seen a whole lot of playing time for the Dallas Fuel roster in quite a while, but Taimu does strike you as the guy that just never feels pressure, though. Always loose, always happy. See how this one goes. He gets dove on immediately and taken out. Harry Hook as well, so no resurrection chance.
Oh, I like that. Agility is the parting slash. But he found a target in the meantime. Harry Hook is gone, and that is gonna, ooh, somehow we get the contest at the last possible second. Just a sliver left. Can't leave that point for an instant here if you're the Fuel.
Agility's still alive somehow, some way. The Primal Rage keeps people alive on the point as well. And Dallas is evicted. Have to get out here, have to reset. 51% and counting. Valiant trying to make game 4 mean something here. Again, we have Dallas up 1-0. We did have our first draw. If Dallas wins this stage, they win the series. Valiant looking to force an impactful Route 66.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go the distance. Let's have all 4 maps. The value is there, not quite for Soon. Unfortunately, whiffs his pulse. And so it will be him hunting, continuing to do so. He is relentless, and there it is. The dive coming through now, Mickey leading the way with the help of OGE. They're sticking on top of it, but space, the counter dive is so good for Los Angeles Valiant. They go barreling into the back line once those tanks are out of the picture. And OGE now has to back off.
And they lost Agilities early. To make that call to go in after that, to see the position that they were in and still clean it up is absolutely amazing. Custa, you know, you may be asking why Harry Hook is not playing the Lucio. It's been one of his main heroes for a very long time, but they've just made Custa start grinding out the Lucio play so that Harry can play other things if need be, and Custa's Lucios look very good thus far.
What a tough break there for OGE. Launched himself in, but he was just a second too early. His teammates not able to get him top back up again. Agilities yet again with a Dragon Blade, just farming those. And well, looking for the parting shot on Effect, not quite gonna connect. We're into overtime now. Los Angeles Valiant still hanging in here. Effect trying to do the best that he can, but he's constantly forced off at this point. Barely taps it again just to keep it alive, but not gonna be able to do it again. Effect trying his hardest there, but it's not going to be good enough. Los Angeles Valiant will tie up this series 1-1, and we are going the distance, Hex.
Yeah, it looks like Agilities might be subbed out. God, it's such a grudge match between these two teams. Of course, Custa was playing Lucio back when he was on Dallas. He's brought that Lucio over to the Valiant as well, and we are going to Route 66, where both teams are 3-3, but Dallas has looked great on recently.
They're coming back into that mix for sure. There's Effect. I love that one. That was such a bold move, putting Soon on notice. who will be able to hang in there on the 4th map.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League. And by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network.
All right, everybody, give it up for the LA Valiant.
All right, welcome back from the break, everybody. It is going the distance. Hex, we're going to a map 4. It couldn't be more fitting between both of these teams, considering the histories of these rosters, the histories of these players. They've really got a bone to pick with each other.
Yeah, hard to even keep these rosters straight. Granted, they both played on different ones here. Oh, Route 66. Dallas has looked so good on Route 66 against Seoul. And they are bringing in a new player. They're just trying out everyone today. Apparently, everyone gets to play for Dallas today, as we will have some substitutions. Of course, Valiant first. Tracer, very good hero in this game, I hear. It's going to be Bunny subbing in for Agility. Is very likely going to be playing only Tracer for them. Of course, soon we'll be rotating onto different heroes. And Rascal coming in for Taimu. So Rascal probably going to be a little bit rusty, but what Dallas does on offense and defense, essentially on Route 66, pure dive. Pure dive with a Mercy in it, and it shuts down opposing Widows, shuts down a lot. Now, there might be some interesting styles at play here, because what the Valiant have run on Route 66 a lot is just Reaper, just soon on Reaper. He's been playing it on first on offense, he's been playing it on second on defense. There's really no bad time for Soon's Reaper, apparently, on Route 66.
Listen, there's just no bad time for Soon. Whatever he's playing.
Would you stay at a hotel called the Cave Inn?
Not quite, but I would stay at the high side.
Yeah, all right.
That would work out. I'd be fine with that.
That just seems like a terrible marketing ploy. Like, the roof might collapse. $10 a night.
Yeah, it's fine. Exactly. You're saving a buck. You can't be a picky. You know, because look at it. It's already got rocks falling on the roof.
Hey, there was a great deal of
very clear what you're running the risk of.
So my frugality, my frugal nature.
Well, you would just be in a tarp under one of these bridges.
Pretty much. You know me too well. It would override my self-preservation mechanic there. Caitlin, sure. How much off?
I don't know. You see that train wreck over there? You know, some people are like, "Oh my God, a train wreck!" You're like, "Oh, sweet, free housing."
Yeah, exactly.
Get up in
there. There's nothing wrong with getting your bindle stick and hopping on trains across the country. It's got to be quick. Don't you lose your legs under the train.
Exactly. That's all I can think of. Just don't lose any limbs.
I mean, what do I really use my legs for? They're really like half legs anyway. I kind of got the short end of that stick.
You do spend most of your time in front of a screen. Mobility, I mean, whatever. They can just wheel you up there now.
Not that important. I can always get robot legs. Anyway, on the defense, it is full dive, is what Dallas likes to run offensively. Soon is going to start on the Widow here. Bunny on Tracer. Widow Tracer's been so good on Route 66. And it's just a matter of when Dallas is going to engage. If they are going to engage us, you'd have to imagine they would. That's why you run dive defense.
Yeah, you can also run it to just smoosh people. And that's going to be Fate and Soon. Whoa! 3 quick kills for Los Angeles Valiant. That really opened everything up. Dallas Fuel, that is not going according to plan for them. They're going to make a whole lot of progress here, Los Angeles Valiant.
That's the exact same thing that happened to them last time on their first point defense on dive. Rascal died first, and the rest of it falls shortly after. The only saving grace is that they died so quickly that there should be another fight here on the defensive side of things.
They should be able to get out through these choke points. It's a question of finding Soon, and exactly, he's chosen the correct angle. Get out. OGE chased back around over towards his healers. They're going to have to wrap around onto the other side here, but the squishies are getting pressured. Fate not going to let them through that door.
Soon's just going to back up here. A little bit of pressure there. Effect will find Fate very early on. Both main tanks now out of it. One brought back to life.
Without Fate, you got no bubble to get the res off either. Dallas Fuel, they take control of the high ground. So that's going to slow things down here for Los Angeles Valiant. They have to wait for Fate to leap his way back into the action.
Soon holding on to this infra site because he's got all the information he needs. He knows there's a target there. He knows that the opposing Tracer's traded away. Now he needs to know the information. We'll pop infra site here. Still going to look for angles, and a bout comes out from Custa early.
Preemptive, man. Just get in there, get those wings going. Custa, Harry Hook, both flying high. And well, space right now. Keeping that pressure on OG, getting overwhelmed, and well, no res. It does go off somehow in the nick of time, but Kareem will delete Harry Hook. The cost has been paid now. It's a matter of just making it stick as the Dallas Fuel, they're hanging in here.
They continue to come in, and that Transcendence is forced all the way back to try to keep Soon alive on the Widowmaker. Should they need this self-destruct, they could use it. But Space's tracking is god tier on this Diva. He's such a good player on all of these off tanks. He's got a good Zarya as well. His Roadhog's good. He's a mechanically gifted flex tank.
That's just, I find it amusing that Mickey is crouched in the corner on a 2-ton mech. Just what, expecting them to not notice the 2-ton mech in the doorway.
I mean, you can't even really crouch as Diva too, so he's just trying to get away with it. They are going to self-destruct to ensure this one. Rascal's got Blade out, spends most of it deflecting, and they're going to have to get out of this one. See if you see any changes on second that has not been indicative of how Dallas has played Route 66. They will live by the dive and die by the dive for the most part. I'm just curious to see if Soon is going to switch off at all. Mostly on defense is when he's been playing a Reaper here. And now with infra sight up, you have to imagine he's going to stick on this. And honestly, the dive has not been strong enough to deal with Soon yet. He's like been pressured but not killed.
No, exactly. He's always got that grapple hook up. So he's able to get out of it. Now he's back there on the point. Bunny, this is going to create his opportunity to get in here, take a bit of a poke around. Bunny getting top back up again. Some nice headshots there. And well, preemptive Kareem yet again ready and waiting with the volley. Gets the snipe on effect. 2 quick kills here for Los Angeles Valiant, and there isn't a whole lot that Harry Hook can do to bring them back into this. He's sitting on the other side of the hotel.
That's why Infrasight's one of my favorite ultimates there. They knew exactly where he was. That was as easy as could be from Kareem. That's why Bunny was forcing that engagement to force effect into a rough situation. Kareem with the cleanup there. And how are they going to even get out here? They might have to come around and rotate through the bottom. Yep, it looks like that's where everyone is coming. Both tanks are alone. They're going to come through main door while everyone else trying to get out here for Dallas. They have time to re-engage, though. No need to be hasty.
Take your time. Just take some bullets to the face, why don't you? Or the body. Soon clips effect out of the picture. Harry Hook has got the wings going. He's dancing around trying to make himself a tough target to hit, but he's not really able to get any reses going either. And so this is going to make, well, it's just the Soon show. He's got this long sight line. He could just pound him.
Soon's been crushing right now, and he's got everyone that he needs in his sights. Another preemptive Valk from Custa has been so good for them. Here comes the pressure, but discorded. Soon has all the healing he needs. Goodbye!
There we go, just putting on a demonstration right now. Back around the corner, misses that body shot, but Fate gonna still just connect fist with face, and Unko is gone.
Yeah, Fate punched both supports to death right there. Beautiful play. Soon continues to clean up, and Dallas's dive defense has not been effective at shutting down the Widowmaker. It worked very well against Soul on the offense of shutting down Fleta, one of the best Widows in the game, but so far Soon has had all the support he needs from his team, and Rascal has been somewhat underwhelming. It's a team effort to shut him down.
Unko needs to start hitting some more volleys on this guy. Needs to put him in his place. Take a leaf out of Kariv's book. There we go. This is one way to do it. Again, Rascal really not getting the high value, although he did force the trance, so it is a trade in terms of ultimates. Not able to find a kill out of that, though, and Harry Hook in the meantime gets pounced on by Bunny. Somebody get the Holy Hand Grenade to deal with this guy.
Well, there's a self-destruct. Does that count as the Holy Hand Grenade? It does take down Kariv, but it does not matter. The remainder of the Valiant are continuing to clean up. Another big couple kills from Space takes out his counterpart. They bring Kariv back to life, who died to that self-destruct. And the Valiant, it's been very one-sided. Only 5 deaths on the side of the Valiant the entire map.
Just putting him on notice real quick, Bunny. He's got that pulse. He's ready to hop his way in, and there it is. Not gonna find the stick. Cuts him up, though. Makes it a little chaotic there for Dallas Fuel. There was an opportunity for Los Angeles Valiant to push their way through, but Mickey is just setting up shop on this payload, constantly contesting it, constantly halting the progress.
The supports for the Valiant are playing in between their tanks and this very far back line of damage, too. So every time there's pressure on Soon, he's getting healed up. Finally, they take down Soon, but not without having to give up their main tank to do so.
Oh, Fate decides to go primal on this.
And yeah, it's not over yet. Now it buys him space to bring Soon back to life, and Harry Hook will fall.
All right, let's see. Off the back of this, Fate is still alive. Fresh bubble goes down. That's going to cut up that sight line. Rascal going to make it difficult for him to find the shots, and they are making progress now. Payload getting close to that third, getting close to the finish line, and now it's Dallas Fuel. They have to force their way out. OGE just barely going to contest it in time. Self-destruct, though, going to force them back. And again, just another couple meters, 3 meters left for Los Angeles Valiant to pick up 3 points here on Route 66.
Buys all the space that they need, only a minute left, and the kills continue to come all in Valiant's favor. Yet another couple there. The self-destruct buys a little bit of time, but only a little bit.
Oh man, Kariv, this is exactly where he wants to be. 0.72, about 1.5 feet. Let's go, and they will get it. Los Angeles Valiant managed to pick up all 3 points on Route 66 on the final map of this series. Whoever wins this map will take it home, take home that W.
39 kills to 7. The Valiant put on an absolute clinic, and you have to kind of feel bad for Rascal to get no warm-up in this. Throw him in on the final map when it's all on the line. Look, those blades weren't that great. Kariv did a great job with Transcendences. There was always pressure on Rascal too, but he spent most of his Dragon Blades deflecting damage.
Not able to get any of those kind of big fight closing Dragon Blades. Don't worry, they got the high five in the end there. I mean, Valiant right now, they can't help but feel good about how everything is going. Bunny in particular. I mean, he's just running game on these kids. He's at 30, he's at 30 eliminations, 13 final blows. Like, the guy's just going off.
Yeah, his Tracer play has been so good, and it creates so much space for the rest of the team. If you have to always worry about this lunatic playing Tracer, who's always going after you, I don't think he has a back button on the keyboard, then no one is going to be in position to ever deal with Soon, which is why he played Widow constantly there. Soon died once that entire map. Custa didn't die at all. And those preemptive Valks from Custa, I think, are a smart adaptation. Because if you know you're gonna Valk at some point in the fight, why even risk it? Yeah. Just pop it right now. And you saw Valks at the end of first, at the end of second. Whenever you absolutely needed it to get forward progress going, Custa was popping early Valks. Kariv's Transcendences were always there to deny Blade, and they just didn't have enough pressure really on anyone that entire game.
Dallas Fuel now, they've shown that they can get their offensive game going. It has been back and forth between these teams. So now it's about turning those numbers around. Man, 39-7 in terms of kills right now. It really is the Los Angeles Valiant running the kill feed, but now it's Dallas Fuel's chance to show what they're capable of. Once again, we'll have the dive from them, effect on that Tracer, who's definitely had a very quiet first half to this map.
And right now, the Valiant set up a little differently than Soul was. Soul generally left Fleta alone in a different spot away from the supports, but Soon and Custa are just hanging out together.
They're connected at the hip right now. They're connected by a damage-boosting beam of energy. You know, Custa is trying to keep eyes on Fate, so Fate, you know, trying to get in there to contest a little bit. He will get topped back up again, but there it is, Soon. Yeah, you're not worrying about this Tracer. In the meantime, he hits the headshot on Harry Hook, and Bunny finds the kill on Unko.
Yeah, Bunny was so low too, able to get out. I think he rotated through big pack room and came on the backside to deal with those supports. And the first push for Dallas completely shut down. Los Angeles will reset on the defense soon, about to have Infrasight up, and we've seen them take great advantage of this. It's a switch that Dallas needed to make right now. Rascal is going to go over to the McCree, should help at least deal with Bunny in the back line. If you can get that early kill, then you can start focusing on Soon.
You can at least take some pot shots at Soon as well, but hey, guess what, Bunny, he's lurking. Oh, this could be big. Right in the middle of him, and he will still find Unko. Unko not able to dodge in time. Res goes off by Harry Hook, but that means no res for this next fight. And well, Bunny's still getting his stats, still getting his frags.
But if you had your choice, you would have stuck the Mercy there instead. You would always prefer the Mercy in that situation, because then there's no one to heal the Zenyatta, and a good Tracer should be able to clean that kill up as well. Ooh, Soon taking the straight through the billboard angle.
Oh, I'm digging it. Right there, I mean, Unko. How does it feel, Soon, to be shooting at your old teammate? I thought you were brothers. I thought you loved each other. They're ruthless.
Familiarity breeds contempt, although everyone seems like they get along, though. Everyone walking through our little caster cave on their walkouts here. Everyone's in good spirits. We'll see after the match if those feelings have changed at all. Dallas only 2 minutes left on their offense and have barely gotten any progress.
They've definitely, there were a lot of jokes. It's that kind of forced haha, you know, look at this rictus, this smile. Yes, I'm smiling. Yes, I'm happy. No, I'm gonna kill you. That's what Soon is doing.
Bunny trying to bait out the flashbang there so he can go in with impunity. The fact that he keeps taking these one-on-ones with McCree, just, he's got to screw loose, and I love it.
Not quite, never mind. Again, Bunny, it's like, oh, I'm not finding the exact target. There we go, Unko with the boot to Bunny's face. Drops him. But it is still Soon, although Long Angles rather, the headshot on a Mickey is gonna put him on notice, but the Unko Transcendence is there to top Mickey back up again. They're having to give a bit of ground, but only to win the fight more convincingly. Los Angeles Valiant now. They've shut Dallas Fuel down. There's a minute left on the clock for Dallas Fuel.
Another early Valkyrie from Custa to make sure that they win that fight entirely.
60 seconds.
As Sendler smiles at the Diva scream.
Music.
And you can use that Valkyrie early knowing that you force out the other support ults, and now you're still sitting on your own Transcendence. Dallas gonna have to find a miracle effect, gonna have to try to force something early on. But he's shut down by Space. Well, I mean, I think mostly it was the volley from Kareem, but Space will get credit for it.
Space will get credit. But it's still, I mean, this is one of those issues where Effect may be starting to feel like he's got to make the play. Got to make everything happen. Gets caught. Well, they still have time. 25 seconds now left here for Dallas Fuel. And now the tanks start to move in. Need to get around this bend and not lose their heads too soon.
Difficult for him. Kareem waiting for the volley, pressured into the Transcend. That's the first piece of this, but they just dive instead. Harry Hook is somehow still alive. I think he's hanging off the edge, though, and Bunny will clean up that kill. Both supports down for Dallas.
Now, both supports, that's going to really put a lot of strain on this push. Mickey is pushing the payload forward. Is there going to be a C9? No, they're going to be able to make it back in time. Although Fate gets stuck by Effect. Finally, a good target there for Effect and his pulse bomb. Space trying to hang in there, going to get that fresh remake. Doesn't even need his healers, although Custa is still in this and will be able to make it back to the point. Situation heavily favors the Valiant, though it feels like right now they are coming out ahead in the kills.
It's just both supports and Effect. He's trying to do his best here that he can. Another Valkyrie from Custa. Resurrection onto Soon as well.
That's an unbelievable trance, the timing of it from Unko. Hanging on by a thread as well. Somehow he killed this guy, and yes, Bunny will oblige. Mickey, again, has had his focus on this payload the entire time, but Bunny is able to get back here to contest just at the end. There isn't a big body to throw on this point, though, and with overtime burning down, it's Custa and Soon working together as a duo, keeping the contest alive.
They're gonna get this. They're gonna get this, and Mickey's back half early on looked a little misguided, but what that does, it forces Valiant back so that his reinforcements have a clear path to come in. If Mickey's not back there and they don't have to deal with it, then the rest of the Valiant are probably holding pack room, holding bent, and is making it much more difficult for reinforcements to come in. Dallas still has a chance, but this might end up being an overtime situation. Second on 66 is forever long to push, and only 2 minutes to do so.
Taking a look at the changes up. Oh, Rascal's nearly got that tack visor on Soldier. Something to keep in mind here. As soon as he's sticking to the Widow. Seems like that is the game plan. Crossing the D-matrixes. Well, Rascal, again, this is exactly where he wants to be. Right here in the back line, behind the payload, constantly pushing it forward and really just constantly pumping out damage.
Yeah, you need some of the DPS with everyone, considering that they very likely will be an overtime situation. Mickey will fall early on here, still looking for it, and he's got an angle up to this high ground, but they've been such a good job of rotating in both of the tanks to deal with Rascal. If it's not a bubble, it's a matrix.
Oh, this is where you get out into the open, Rascal. You're gonna have to start moving in, and well, he is just gonna start putting the damage into space, but he's putting all of his damage into a tank. That's not ideal. Space dies to OGE, and finally Rascal able to just put a little bit of hurt on Soon.
I mean, it was another great transcendence from Kareev, who's just been erasing the enemy team DPS ults all day with transcendence. His timing has been impeccable. Kareev brought back to life. Dallas continues to push with a transcendence of their own.
I'm loving this from Mickey. Taking a leaf out of Soon's book. Just never leaving the payload. Every time Los Angeles Valiant back off from that payload, Dallas Fuel are making progress. Rascal really gonna try and hunt this kill on Costa, and he gets denied by Kareev at the last possible second.
That is the issue with Mickey being on the cart, though. You saw when he's over there, there's no one to protect this Zenyatta from a Tracer in the back line.
Oh, you monsters. Just end it. Just stop tickling him to death and get it done. There you go, Fate.
You would have rather she just jumped off the cliff.
Yes, I know. At least then it's swift.
All right, Dallas back against the wall. Under 20 seconds to go. Space is going to be trying to refind his mech. Going to be difficult to do so at only 50%. Should get back there sometime during this fight, though. What does Dallas have to work with? They've got a self-destruct. They have Pulse Bomb. Will get Primal during this fight. Rascal's back on the Genji as well.
This shot there by Soon, that might cost him. Although Bunny is going to be in position for the stick. Not going to find it. With that orb there, OG has to give ground.
No consolation prize either. Meanwhile, Effect tried to duel Kareev. Not going to be a good idea. That shot does not connect, so Effect back in this mix.
Space now. There's the Pulse. Demect immediately. Will not be able to continue this, although Kareev is still holding these angles. He's still hitting people with the balls, and well, it is going to be the tanks leaping into him, finally realizing where the source of their suffering is coming from. Bunny will find OG, get the punish there, and with Bunny alive on this point, not a whole lot that Mickey can hope to do. Such a difficult target to hit, and he's just going to whittle you down.
Well, Mickey's just keeping it alive until Effect gets back into this mix. Effect left early because he was super low. Went and got a pack. Now he's back in this, but he dies immediately to Kareev, and the Valiant will take Route 66 and steal victory from the jaws of defeat.
Dallas Fuel, they ruined the map win streak, but Los Angeles Valiant will not be denied the true meat of the issue. The actual series victory is theirs, 2-1. Excellent performance, and Custa's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now.
Yeah, Custa's Mercy looked very good there. Very few deaths, only 2 over the stage of all of Route 66. Compare that to Harry Hook, who died 12 times on the Mercy on Route 66. Rascal had to come in cold, so I don't want to lay it all on him, but they did not look coordinated there. Very little value out of the Genji during that. I gotta say, this Valiant roster, as it's come together, it's looked so good. Bunny is good. Kareev back on Zenyatta, where he belongs.
Dude. We didn't even go all the way to the third point, but Bunny has got 51 in limbs, 24 final blows. The man is a monster, and I'm sure the desk will agree. We'll hand it over to them now.
Thank you so much, Semler. Give it up for the Valiant. They take this one 2-1 after 4 maps. Pretty insane stuff, guys, but now they've made it 4 in a row here in stage 3.
Yeah, LA Valiant, we thought that they might be able to keep the kind of unbeaten map streak going, but Dallas Fuel had another thing to say about that. It was a really close series, I think. You can see the very obvious improvements for Dallas Fuel, but they just couldn't find that same magic on Route 66 where they beat Seoul. They just couldn't quite get it.
Couldn't get the job done. We're going to talk more about how the games played out in just a moment. But first, we have to crown our player of the match, sponsored by Omen by HP. It's Custa, and he's down on the floor with Zoe right now.
Thank you so much, Pocket. Yeah, Costa from the LA Valiant, our player of the match, is joining me. You acted a little surprised there. How so?
I didn't really expect it. I played okay, but I think there were a lot of other players who played really well on the team, so especially on Dallas. So.
All right. Well, I like that, appreciate that, but it is a team game after all. So technically it's always the whole team which wins or loses. Now, talking about teams, you for the first time had to go up against your former teammates in the Dallas Fuel. Was that at all in the back of your head when you headed onto the stage?
Yeah, it's definitely at the back of your head. You want to win. You want to sort of prove that you're the better team and that you made the right decision. But got to give props to Dallas. They're really improving. You saw that in today's match. So they're playing really well, and I really hope it's best for the future for them.
All right, that's kind. Now, you have been an incredible integral part, an important part of their communication. Now that you joined the Valiant, what is your role in terms of shot calling?
My job is really to keep focused on terms of ult tracking and what the plan is going into each fight. Fate is very good at calling things within the game when things are happening, but my job is to essentially, during the downtime, refocus the team, what needs to happen, how do we win this team fight.
All right, thank you so much for the insight. Costa, everyone, from the LA Valiant. We're now heading over to Pocket and the boys to break down the action.
Thank you so much. So one more time for the greatest Australian in Overwatch history, the great Costa. All right, let's talk about why we picked him to be the player of the match, because most of the time we hear the DPS names in the mix. Bunny, Soon. We went with Costa today. What stood out to you, John?
Well, as Hex said on the cast, right, he had a very solid Mercy throughout the game. And in general, we just wanted to highlight what a new addition this has been for the Valiant. He has been so solid overall, the shot calling and the positive atmosphere. And it's been a new Valiant in many ways.
Yeah, and also one of our discussion points when we were coming into this match was it's a honeymoon period for the LA Valiant. How do they actually refocus and make sure they have that grit and determination when the games get tough? And this game got tough against an opponent that most of the time, when you look at the table, you would expect them to be able to win. And so I think Custer's a pretty integral part of refocusing the team, as he was saying, keeping the attitude light, helping them look forward rather than dwell on past mistakes. So he's been a good addition to this team.
Great positivity coming in from him. In this matchup, though, let's talk about some of the new players that we saw in the mix. Of course, we saw Rascal coming out to play, but Taimu for game number 3, rather. This is the guy we got to highlight.
And he wasn't playing Winston.
What's up with this? What's the thought process here?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think the reason that they subbed him in, he has a better Widowmaker than AKM does, and he can still play the McCree to a pretty decent level. Unfortunately, he had a couple of situations here where he's caught out, but he also hit a lot of decent shots as well.
And also, this is the map where McCree likes to roam, right? We think of a player like Pine. So in many ways, this was a good comeback map, I think, for Taimu. Now, overall, I think he maybe rolled forward a bit too much, but he hit some decent shots, so it didn't come down to Taimu in the end, because Valiant had some niche strategies on Ruins, of course. They played a triple tank, etc. So it was a back-and-forth map. Taimu got some nice game time, but solid performance, I guess you can say.
Yeah, the weird thing was that they really didn't need that Widowmaker because the LA Valiant ran this triple tank setup, so it's difficult to get the Widow out anyway. So would AKM have performed slightly better on the McCree? Is he perhaps less rusty in those situations? AKM and Taimu's McCree, even when they're at their absolute peaks, is pretty similar. They were both absolute gods. So I think maybe they overthought themselves a little bit there, but
you want everyone on the team to get playing time as well. So
Absolutely.
Maybe rotate him in.
All right, well, we see it working for Pine and New York XL. Unfortunately for Dallas, they don't get Ilios, and that means they don't lock up the series. We go into Route 66, and now it's anyone's match. Whoever wins this game takes home the whole series. And Bunny, he's back in the lineup, back on Tracer, constantly causing problems for those Dallas support.
And this is where he turned it on, right? Because we talked a lot about the effect and what an impact he had. Wasn't as good this map, I would say. I'd say Bunny got the better of him most of the time. So really, it came down to Bunny with an amazing performance. Soon on the Widowmaker, and Rascal actually couldn't really put up a fight. Often when we talk about the Dallas Fuel, and the fans talk about the Dallas Fuel, they like to highlight Rascal as the standout DPS player, but on this map, he couldn't get the job done.
And if you're a Dallas Fuel fan, the question that's got to be going through your mind is, Dallas had such a great Route 66 performance against Seoul, and here they just looked outclassed. So what is the difference there? And I think the key is how Miro and Fate differ. Miro's quite a passive tank. He doesn't like to hold too far forward. He's not going to deny you space. Fate was right up in their grill the whole time. So Dallas could couldn't find themselves executing a dive properly. They weren't given the space to start the ball rolling and instead got snowballed back themselves. So I think it really depends who they're playing into. If it's a passive team, Dallas Fuel are probably going to look really good when they're on offense. But if they're playing against an aggressive team, even when the aggressive team's running like a Widowmaker, they seem to struggle a little bit.
Dallas is now on just 6 of their 24 matches. That's 25%, not really good going into the end of the season here. How do they turn this around right now? What can you fix after watching today's game?
It's hard to say, honestly, because they keep getting these very narrow losses. They lost 2-3 to the New York and Seoul Dynasty, and now they lose 1-2 to the Los Angeles Valiant. So it's hard to say because they just need to perform better under pressure in many ways, and Rascal couldn't get the job done.
All right, well, Valiant, they kick off the stage at 4-0. Up next, they got Gladiators, London, and Houston. For Dallas Fuel, if you're a fan, you're going to get a chance to take down the San Francisco Shock, Houston, and Florida in the coming weeks. That's our first match of the day, though. When we return, it's a big match featuring the Shanghai Dragons. Is today the day? We'll find out in just a bit.